Let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love.
Nelly Lay, I see you. Good evening.
Inside, yeah. Inside, inside, bringing hope and make you feel alright.
Hello, hello, hello.
Rainbow, the promise, the future.
Texture Juan, I see you. A13, I see you.
Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world.
TikTok Halves, I see you. Good evening.
Let the
I hope we are good. Stephanie, I see you. I hope this t-shirt is going to help me today. I see you, Trio Rebirth, Toby. I see you, Parties. I see you. Good evening. I hope we are good. Happy Monday, everybody. Well, it's not the last Monday, but
the promise, the future, and life. Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love.
Deborah, I see you. Or Deborah, I see you. Whichever way. Good evening. Happy Monday, everyone. Breakfast Shobi, I see you. Or Shobo, is it? I don't know. This one is not white, but I'm kind of struggling reading. Rose Edu, I see you. Wonderful. Thanks for joining. Gentle, I see you. Fulu Johnny, I see you. Good evening. I hope we're keeping well. Happy Monday to you. Welcome to Insight with FunmiRoyal today. The day the Lord has made, indeed I am gonna rejoice and be glad in it. Beauty Black, I see you, and thanks for joining. I hope we are keeping well. Jennifer, I see you. Richard, happy Monday. I hope it's still Monday wherever you lot are joining from, but here in the UK is a Monday evening, 8:03 to be precise. User 474, I see you. I hope you're keeping well. A13, I can see you somewhere there. Wumi, I see you. Haike, oh, okay, I see. Haike, I see you. BC Oladimeji, I see you. Olunoti, good evening. I hope you're good. Somebody's joining. Dot joined. Well, if Dot is your name, good evening. I hope we're keeping well. Welcome to Insight with FunmiRoyal today, the 22nd of September 2025. I can't believe this month is nearly finished. Wow. Well, we thank God. Sandy, I see you. So I'm just kind of waiting for one or two, before I start my talk today on Insight with FunmiRoyal. And today on Mondays, we talk about individual talks, things we need to kind of pay attention to so that we can enjoy life to the fullest as God intended for us. Heart Magic, I see you. Sonny, is it Agaga? I see you. Good evening. Everybody Taker, I see you. EZ or Az, I see you. I don't know how to pronounce that one now. EZ or Az. Good evening. I hope you are good. Women of grace, thanks for joining. Please help share this live to your friends. Let them be part of our talk today. Today we'll talk about individual topics relating to you and I, wherever we are in the world, because today we're looking at achievements, and everybody really wants to achieve something in life. Gentlemen, I see you. I hope the lady is right behind you. It's Lex, I think so. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's wrong with this thing today. It's Leyi, I think. I hope you're good. Good evening, and thanks for joining us here. Thandi, you're welcome. I'm going to start off shortly with my talk, just to bring a bit of perspective to this topic. I see you, Grace. I hope you're good. Please help share this live to your friends. The fastest way really is if you click down on your screen for about 3 seconds, you'll see some names that will pop up on your screen. Click send, send, send to everybody. Let them be part of this talk today. We're looking at achievements as an individual, really. And like I said, I'm going to go into this talk shortly just to bring perspective to it, and then we can talk some more about it. We've seen people in life achieving, quite a number of things for themselves, and some even passing it on to the next generation or the generations after them. However, like I said, I'm going to be breaking it down to look at different aspects of achievement. How does this affect you and I? How does it affect me as a person? What do I need to pay attention to when you are talking about achievements? Christabel, I see you. Good evening to you. So please help share this live, like I said, or just keep tapping when you join us here. Keep tapping, help to build this community. When you tap, it's going to attract other people to join us here and be part of this crucial talk today. So I'm going to go into my talk. Let's reflect as I give the talk so that, we can check our lives and see how far we have achieved certain goals, certain ambition, whatever they may be, or perhaps we're still, trying hard to get there, to achieving whatever it is. But let's talk about this today so that we can go home, or we can, sit, reflect more, and what to do next, really. Because some of us may just be struggling to achieving certain goals, but it's not the end, is it? Bronchi, I see you. Dr. J, good evening. Mary Aduse, I think. I see you. Cuisine Africae. I see you. Madam Progress. I see you guys. Wendy, thanks for joining. Please help share this. Jojo, I see you. Good evening to you. I hope you're keeping well. Madam Progress, you're welcome. Welcome to Insight, every one of you. So, by way of introduction, today we're talking about achievements. Like I said, everyone desires to achieve something in life. I mean, even children now, their goals. In fact, you can't keep up with it. Jojo, I hope you're good. Happy Monday to you. Please help share this live to your friends, your followers. Let them be part of this talk. And as many that are following, don't worry, I'll find you and follow you right back after this live. Or I might just even find you and follow you back. Jennifer, I see you. Thanks for joining. So whether in education, career, business, family, ministry, or personal growth, I mean, people really desire to achieve in life. So achievements can give a sense of progress and fulfillment, but they must be seen in the right light, because there are achievements and there are achievements. So let's look at it and break it down some more. The world often measures success by wealth, by status, or recognition, but God calls us to a higher perspective, really. True achievement is not just what we accomplish for ourselves, but what we accomplish for God's glory, really. Because at the end, whatever it is has been given to us, I mean, if not for the grace of God that has enabled us, like I always say, whether humanity admits there is a God or not, God is who He is, and my prayer is that God will open our eyes to see. And whoever is struggling, you would hear and see what God will have you achieve in life, and then, cry for grace, for mercy, so that you can accomplish those things in life. Please encourage your friends, followers to be part of this live. You can share to them. Like I said, it's quite easy. Click down 3 seconds on your screen and click send to everybody. Florence, I see you. And if you keep tapping, it will attract more people. I know TikTok is just giving me the hint and I'm reading it out to us. So click like the live and it will attract more viewers. And it says to keep it up. There you go. I've said it. Okay. So let's look at what achievements are. Thank you, admissions. Oh, good evening. I hope you're good. Happy Monday to you, Michael. Thanks for joining. What are achievements really? Let's break it down some more. Achievements are milestones of progress. They are visible and invincible. That mark kind of growth in life. They can be tangible, can feel it, or intangible as well. So if they're tangible, you're talking about graduating, building a house, financial stability, or the intangible one, overcoming fear. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Developing character, yeah, is an achievement, because I remember I was at a program and one lady was giving her testimony. That's what we call it. She's been a Christian for years and years, but she now went to this school, to get to know God some more and all of that. And she was just tearing up whilst giving her testimony that, please help me go and beg this pastor, help me beg that pastor, because I've really abused them. I've really said a lot of things. In fact, some of them chased me out from the church because of character. And my Bible says all things have passed away, behold, all things have become new. So she went to this school of disciple to learn more about Christ, his ways, and God taught something in her, and her character obviously has changed as a result of getting to know more of God. So you can see that quite an achievement for her, because she was tearing up saying this. Oh, she said this, she said that, please help me beg this person and all of that. So there was truly a development in her character, and something broke for her. So some people, their intangible achievement is something. Nurturing a marriage, it's something to achieve. We all know what is going on in the marriage scene these days. I heard some sort of report. I haven't confirmed it, to be honest with you. And this person, I was at a talk yesterday, and this person was saying that in UK, that the rate of divorce now is like 50%. I'm like, seriously? So, in fact, to help people on the forum understand very well. Good evening, Leslie. Good evening to you. I hope you're good, and the family as well. Jolly, I see you. And he said that means that for every two couples that go into a marriage, one is bound to divorce. And I'm like, what hope is there really? God helping all of us. So nurturing a strong marriage can be an intangible achievement. Our Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3:13, it says, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is a gift of God. Of course, we're meant to be achievers. We're meant to achieve things in life. We're meant to enjoy it, not just achieve them. But there is always a thin line, there's always a thin line which we shouldn't cross really as such, because it might cause pain, if not for us, for other people around us. Nihi, I see you. Sharima, I see you. Mommy Jane, I see you. Diana, thanks for joining. Please help share this live. Let others be part of our talk today. So let us see the value of achievements, because there's a reason why. Don't worry, I'm going to get there shortly. The values of achievement. First is motivation and fulfillment. Achievement reminds us that our efforts are not in vain. I mean, sometimes achieving certain things might take years and years and years for some people. And for some people, maybe just a year or two, you find out that they've achieved a lot. So everybody moves at their own pace, God helping all of us. As long as we get there, eventually, that's what, really matters. So achievement, the value of it is motivation and fulfillment. When you achieve certain things, you feel fulfilled. You feel fulfilled within you. You feel fulfilled as a person. So if you're there, you feel you're still struggling, achieving certain things, or you don't feel fulfilled, there is still hope yet. Just keep at it, put in the effort. Jojo, I see you. And, your efforts will not be in vain. Eventually, it will pay off. There are other bits to it, but I'm going to mention as well. So another value of achievement is that it impacts on others. They inspire and open doors for those around us. When you achieve certain things and you're proud of your achievements, people around you will see this sometimes, the tangible ones they can see, and they will aspire as well to want to achieve such. So, in a way, you're going to be encouraging other people, especially those who have failed, once or twice, they're almost giving up and they not see you achieving. And, they feel like, this can encourage me. Let me not give up. Let me do some more. Let me try some more. Let me find out certain things. Let me, and this can encourage people. And that's a very good value when your achievements can encourage other people to want to achieve as well. Again, another value of achievement is growth and confidence. Each step forward builds resilience for greater challenges. I mean, go and ask anyone out there who has achieved anything in life. If they go into details, you wonder, oh, and you didn't think to give up? And they're like, no, because they have a goal in their mind and they won't feel fulfilled until they achieve those goals. So it brings about growth, it brings about confidence, it brings about resilience, because sometimes you may have to fail, try again, fail, try again before you get to that place of achievement. So never give up. Never give up. Another value I'm going to mention is glorifying God, really. Say what it is that you have that you think is yours, so to say. God gives, God takes. But God gives us, as much as acknowledge Him. Even those who don't acknowledge Him, like I said, whether we acknowledge Him or not, He still, blesses us. Our achievements should point people back to God as the source of strength. Some people, there is no achievement they attain. They just must thank God because they know the times they were struggling. They knew the times they were, falling, failing, trying again, procrastinating, and all of those things. But for the grace of God, they were able to get to that final place and they're able to say, wow, I have achieved this. Because it's not easy. Achievements don't come easy. Some people, no matter how gifted you are, you still have to work. You have to put in the work, the effort, and all of those things. So don't think, oh, achievements is just by saying it, merely by mouth, just saying, oh, I've achieved this. Let people see what you've achieved and truly say, wow, this is inspiring. So glorify God in your achievement. My Bible says in Matthew 5:16, it says, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and who glorify God or glorify your Father in heaven. Of course, men will applaud you. They will give you accolades and all of that. But let it be worth saying that, wow, this person achieved this. Thank God for the grace given to such a person. However, like I say, I like to balance the talk. Let us look at dangers of misplaced achievements. This is the nitty-gritty of this talk today. You might say, oh, for me, achievement is achievement and all. Some people have achieved and it's probably ended their lives. Some people have achieved, they're still alive, but they're not alive. Some people have achieved and pride has come into their lives. I'm kind of jumping, but just to let you know that there are dangers, of misplaced achievement. And I want us to, be attentive and kind of ponder on it as well, because I don't know what you're going to achieve tomorrow and how is that going to affect you or the people around you. So we need to be mindful that in all that we do, that it will glorify God. That's the bottom line, really. So the dangers of misplaced achievement: pride and self-exaltation, thinking we have achieved by our own strength rather than God's grace. Like I say, some people are still in this world, they don't acknowledge God. Of course, they've gone and achieved certain things in life and they'll tell you how they worked hard. It's by their effort, what they did, the effort they put in, the hard work, the this, the that, and no, God, you can't. Why would you say, what did God do for me? Really, that's what they would say. But imagine at the twinkle of an eye, if God just holds that person's breath, just holds their breath, they can achieve by themselves, but can they breathe on their own? There's certain things we don't really think about, no matter how much you deny God. Do not let God show you who He is. you would tremble and, bow to him. But anyways, it is what it is. But the danger is when people achieve, sometimes it can bring about pride and self-exaltation. Another danger is comparison and envy. A big danger to that. Measuring ourselves against others can rob us of our joy. Look, these fingers, they're not equal. They're not equal. Everybody have their time. Everybody will have their moment. Don't look at your neighbor and say, oh my God, they've achieved so a lot. Can I ever be this good? Hey, I don't think nothing can come. You start talking down yourself, killing your morale, your self-esteem and things like that, just because your neighbor is achieving today and you're still, putting in the effort. You're not seeing that level of achievement as you really want to see it. It doesn't mean that your neighbor is better than you. Please know that it doesn't mean that at all. Look, man, Buddy, I see you. Good evening. Thank you, A13, for liking the live. Thank you. I don't know, I hope it's not frozen. Jojo, thank you so much. So please stop measuring yourself against other people. This will rob you of your joy because you'll just be miserable. Rather than put that energy positively into what you're trying to do, you just bring yourself down. And, if you're not careful, you go to sadness, depression, and all sorts. And you're not achieving and you're not putting effort, at least positively. So we need to be mindful that we're not comparing ourselves to other people, especially when their achievements are obvious for all to see. Again, another danger of misplaced achievement is idolatry of success. When achievement becomes more important than relationships, than God, than people around you. Some people, they are like, don't you know who I am, or don't you know what I own? They just, anytime they're talking with you, oh, my new this, oh, the thing I've just done. It's good to, celebrate yourself. I get it, because I'm still going to come there. But when people around you, you're not sensitive to them, or because you have this success now, oh, everybody's beneath you. The people you talk to, the people you relate with, you just feel because of this achievement, no. Hello, I can't talk to them anymore, or we are not in the same circle anymore. Let's be mindful. Otherwise, we might lose good people in our lives. Let's be careful that we don't bring success in place of relationships or family, friends, and all of that. And again, another danger, last one I'm going to mention, is short-lived satisfaction. Worldly achievements without God will leave emptiness. Some people, their ambition in life is just to chase after money. They must make this money, and then every other thing they abandoned. And they're putting the hard work, they're putting the efforts and all of that, and at the end they achieve whatever wealth they wanted to. And they now look back, probably they're old, they're now thinking, oh, should I start a family? They just feel somewhat empty after achieving. So we need to be mindful that our achievements are not short-lived or giving us short-lived satisfaction. In everything we do as human, we need to balance things. Otherwise, some things will suffer whilst you are paying attention to certain things. So be mindful that this achievement is not bringing emptiness. You have it, okay. So you have the money now. So what then after that? You just find out your life is empty. There's nobody to even share the money with or the wealth with. So let's be mindful. Oh, I don't know what is wrong. I hope we can tap. I hope our tapping is okay. Because I don't know why A13 is tapping and it's just showing every tap. We are human beings, not human doings. Oh, tell them, please, Leslie. A13, I don't know why your liking is showing one after the other on the screen. I don't know why, but I hope it's okay anyways. So I want to look at some biblical perspective on achievement, just to kind of help us understand. Like I always say, there is nothing new in this world, so to say. If you dig deep into the Bible, you find out that certain aspects have been talked about, or certain people have experienced it even, So let's go there and check. God is the source. This is what my Bible says. So unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who builds it. Sometimes some people with the effort, energy, sleeplessness, everything it requires, hard work and all of that, and still it's like nothing is forthcoming. So sometimes we may need to check, maybe, perhaps, maybe, may we not build in vain, may we not work in vain. That is my prayer for all of us, because this thing sometimes you may not even be able to explain it other than to go and cry to God, Lord, I've fasted, I've prayed, I've put the effort, I've done the research, I've done all of these things, but I can't see any achievement. Go back to God so that He can open your eyes to see the things you're missing. Again, another perspective on achievement is eternal achievement. Paul reminds us that crowns, not earthly trophies, are the lasting reward. To what end are we trying to achieve whatever it is we want to achieve? Is it that so that people say, oh, you have arrived? Is it that people say, our boss? Is it that so that people can say, man, this person is the real deal, or whatever? What is underneath your trying to achieve something in life? We need to be mindful of our motive, really, because sometimes, like I said, these things can be harmful to yourself or to people around you. And again, balance in life. I'm looking at biblical perspective on achievement. There has to be a balance in life. Achievement should not destroy your family. Achievement should not destroy your health or spiritual pursuit of success. Because sometimes you find out that some people, they would start attaining, achieving stuff, and they start neglecting their family, or they stop looking after themselves. They're not eating well because they're in one meeting, from one meeting to another meeting to another contract, and sometimes they might go 2 days without a meal, and they feel they're still strong. Some get addicted to coffee, energy drink, and all of that, just to keep up with that pace they must achieve and all of that. And they're not balancing life. You're not finding time to sleep and rest. Sometimes they'll be in a boardroom from morning till night, no lunch, no dinner, no nothing, and then overnight, middle of night, one international conference or whatever, and it's like never ending. And some may even go 3 days without a meal. Your organs will start shutting down. I get it, you have to put the work and all of that, but if there's no balance, what use is that? Some people will chase, at the end they will achieve, and then less than 3 months they're gone. All that they've achieved is left for God knows who to enjoy. So we really need to balance things in life. Let's achieve without destroying our families, our health, or our spiritual journey as well. God help us. So let's look at I'm going to talk about steps towards meaningful achievement. Like I say, we come here to rub minds, because this achievement affects you and I want to achieve stuff in life, and I bet you want to achieve stuff in life. But how do we do it such that it's healthy, it's positive, and to the glory of God, if I dare say that? So let's look at steps towards meaningful achievement. First is set clear goals. Without vision, achievements will lack direction. You can read Proverbs 29:18. What are you seeing with your mind's eye? What are you perceiving? What do you think is your goal? What do you think you must achieve? What is that burden in your heart? What are you passionate about? Because if you don't have that vision, what are you pursuing? What are you trying to achieve? And sometimes some people would even have the vision, but because they're comparing themselves to people in their lives, you find out that they would abandon their vision, God-given vision, and start pursuing somebody else's vision or dreams. And you find out that they're not achieving much because they lack direction. Has God told you to pursue somebody else's vision, dreams? Otherwise, to what end? How do you intend to achieve? Do you know what they're thinking? You might be seeing what they're doing, but do you know what they're thinking? Do you know what their vision is? Do you know what they're pursuing because of that vision they see? And every individual, trust me, must have a vision, or God has given a vision. It's not one thing for you to see that vision with your mind's eye and then pursue it, try to achieve it without losing your direction, because it's very important. Again, discipline and hard work. We're talking about steps towards meaningful achievement. Some people are so lazy, yet they want to achieve in life. Those two things do not go hand in hand. In fact, they don't complement each other at all. Discipline and hard work. Achievements require effort. It requires persistence, because the first time you try to achieve, you may not just achieve. Are you going to give up because you've tried, you failed, that's it? What is that vision in your mind? What do you see? What do you need to pursue? What do you need to achieve? Because, like I said, it takes a lot of discipline and hard work. For the fact that you failed at it, look at it positively. It cannot be done that way. Meaning there's another way this thing can be done. That's simply what it means. But if you now say, oh, I've tried, I failed, I don't think this is for me. I think, start lamenting. Whoa, songs of lamentation. How do you intend to achieve if that is your attitude? So be mindful. Be mindful. Effort is needed. Persistence is needed. Patience is needed. Hard work. All of these things is needed for you to achieve something positive in life. Again, I'll come here and say this: rely on God's guidance. Pray and align your goals with God's will. Sometimes some people struggle, not that because they're not gifted or talented or passionate, but they're passionate about the wrong thing, or they have passion, they don't know how to channel it, so they're pursuing something totally out of God's will for them, and it just seems like they're not achieving. The effort they put in, all the hard work is not paying off. But you need to ask, Father Lord, is this what you will have me pursue? Is this what you have me put my energy in? You need to ask. Sometimes you find out that you don't even need to do as much, not that you won't do, and then you are achieving. That means you're aligning with God's will for your life. So these things are necessary. Otherwise, you just stand to burn out, doing what you think you're supposed to be doing in order to achieve. So we need to be mindful about this. Thank you, 813. Amy Love, I see you. Again, celebrate progress. Because some people, this is a way to kind of have a break. Yes. Because some people, it's go, 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 go. They don't stop for anything. Imagine, even computers, sometimes you have to shut the computer down. Okay, but appreciate yourself, what you've done. There's always a balance to everything. When it's too much to one side, there will be consequences. Too much to one side, there will be, challenges. Appreciate both small and big wins. And know that you're not there yet, but you've achieved something. Be proud. Be proud and don't compare yourself to other people. We all have our things we need to achieve in life, and we will get there at different times. So we should not compare ourselves to others. Like I said, celebrate your small achievement. Don't say, until I get to the top, go, before I celebrate something. No. Sometimes it's level by level. Appreciate the fact that you have overcome a level, and then gather some energy, some knowledge, and then go again for the next level. God gave us Sabbath for a reason. Tell them we need to rest. It's very important. That's why I talked about balance. Again, use achievements to serve. Not so many people may believe in this. However, you know that even you as a person, where you have gotten to in life is as a result of certain things some other people have done. Say, for example, you go to school, some people decide to be teachers, some people decided to build a school, some decided to, all sorts. So in a way, some people have contributed to your life, to your achievement. There is always the ease when you align yourself with God's plan. Yeah, even when you face challenges, you're rest assured that because God is in this matter. You cannot fail you can't even fail. Eventually you will get there, and it's always good to go through God's process of getting to a level of achievement, because that way you will not miss out on anything at all. That's if you pay attention to details. So, use your achievement to serve others. This one, well, it's not compulsory, but it's quite fulfilling when you do that. Bless others with what you've gained. Don't achieve and feel, yeah, it's all about you. How are you pouring into the next person with your achievement? Are you open enough to share your experience, how you eventually got there, the mistakes you made along the way, the sacrifices you made along the way? Or you just come and say, no, I have achieved. Some people even they hide all the pains and the sufferings they've gone through before they get to that place of achievement, making people have this false belief or false hope that just get up, do you want to do it, go and get it, and that's it, you will get it. You have to share what you went through so that they can also be readily prepared for their own process as well. So I'm going to be rounding off this short one today, but I just wanted to put that out there. When I saw the topic, I'm like, achievement, which angle am I going to break this thing down? But thank God, at least just for us to have an idea, because every human aspires to achieving something in life. So, but we won't know until the turning point for most people. The more reason you need to be hardworking, the more reason you need to be persistent, the more reason you need to be committed, because Rome was not built in a day. And they say little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. When you stop putting that little drops of water, there is ever not going to be a mighty ocean. So you need to pray for grace and strength not to give up, especially when things are really rough, especially when you've had a failure, especially when you've had a loss. So many things can happen that may cannot deter us from achieving in good time like we feel. But one thing I know that with God, with God, all things are possible. And in His or its own time, He makes all things beautiful. And that's why I always say, still rely on God. The ones that are achieving, they still need to pray to God, let alone the ones that are still, hoping to achieve. It's very important that we know that God is our source. Whatever ideas we need to achieve in comes from God, no matter how we want to see it, because He has created us, and He created us in His own image. Even when God was creating the heavens and the earth and all of that, He took time. He went through a process, and then eventually He finished and He rested. Even God rested. How much more we? Hey, today, tomorrow, you want to do this, you want to do that. No rest. You will not eat. You will not take a break. You just go like no break, no jam. As they say, this one you will jam. So let's be mindful. I still don't know what's happening. 8:30, maybe if you log out and log back in. Oh, thank you, Bariton. Good evening. 8:13, if you log out and log back in, maybe to help, because I don't know why every tapping is going on the screen. And I hope it's recording it actually. Okay, it's gone off. Okay, I think it's fine. Thank you, 8:13. Gracias. So let's look at, before I round up, achievements in different dimensions. Like I said, there's so many ways we can achieve, and there is no, how do I put it, there is no rubber stamp that if you don't achieve this, you're nobody in life or you're nothing in life. No, it doesn't mean that at all. We just have different visions for our lives, different purposes which we need to achieve or attain. So achievements in different dimensions could be personal, overcoming personal weaknesses. I mentioned the woman, or growing in character, who said, oh, I've had issues with my leaders, I've abused them. When I went to this school of disciple to learn more about God, God's ways, something broke in her, like the Holy Spirit had to break her. And then of her own, she realized that she needed to go back to a lot of people to apologize, because she's abused them, like, no nonsense, da. But in the process, she went overboard, and she was crying, sharing this testimony. And then she was even pleading with one pastor to please help beg another pastor and things like that. So growing in character can be an achievement. You know, some people, they say this person, you don't want to see their trouble. That person, once they come like this, the whole neighborhood, everybody will just hide away on stuff. They know them. So now imagine one day this person comes and maybe two neighbors are fighting, and the moment they see this person, normally they will run away. And then they now saw this person coming. I was trying to separate the fight. I was trying to advise them, you don't do this. Imagine the look they would look that person, not knowing that they have achieved their aim. They wanted to grow in character. Something broke for them. And they now realize that this way of living life is chasing people away from them. And now they've decided to, turn things around, God helping them. So that could be somebody's achievement, changing and growing in character, becoming a better person. Say if you want to attain, it will come at an expense of a godly character. That thing is an idol. A lot of people struggle with so many things, and once you know that, wow, you can look back. I remember once upon a time, it's anger for me. Oh my goodness, I can get angry for Africa. And then it took a while. And then one time, I don't know, somebody did something, and I was just like, and they're like, if it's me, I would not accept this, that. But I don't know where I was coming from with anger. So I was praying like almost daily, Lord, free me from anger. This anger is, you don't want it because it causes a lot of things. If you want, I don't know. If you what, Leslie, what you're typing, I don't know. What you want to attain comes at the expense. Okay, I've seen that before. I think it's a repetition. That thing is an idol. Yeah, I've seen that before. What was I saying? It could be anger. You want to overcome the spirit of anger. You don't want that to rule you because it kind of rules you. And my Bible says anger lies in the bosom of fools. And I'm like, I don't want to be called a fool. So I have to pray to God to help me with this anger. And then it got to a time like the things that would really get on my nerves, I just kind of overlook. And I'm like, okay, I think maybe I've been delivered. But it took a long while. What's the process? And then I found out that, people now started taking advantage. Once upon a time, I used to pray, Lord, take this anger away. And I had to go back and pray, Father, put a bit of anger so that people will not take me for granted. Honestly, I had to go back and pray, like, is something wrong with me? Because I just felt I needed that peace. I really needed the anger to go. But when people start taking advantage, it kind of brought me to, what, you have to, even if it's to pretend that you're angry so they will not take advantage. But what am I trying to say? Personal one, overcoming certain characters, overcoming certain personal weaknesses can be an achievement. So my own vision right now is to work on my character. Somebody else's is to work on their career or whatever. I'm going to mention that because they're talking about different dimensions people can actually achieve something in life. So those are the ones for personal. And another one is family, building unity, raising children well, maintaining a loving marriage. That can be an achievement. Boy, this family in these days, it is a huge achievement. I mean, when you hear couples celebrating 20 years, it seems like forever. These people have tried. Say kudos to them because we know a lot is happening. Divorce rate in not just even UK alone, all over the world. God will have to help. So for some people, trying to raise their children well is an achievement. I mean, you find out that they probably have 3 children and the last one now is in university. The older ones have gone through university, gone their degrees and all of that. They're working in top-notch firms, companies, and then the last one as well. And then you can sit and say, wow, thank you, Lord. This is all I wanted, for my children to be raised well. So I sacrificed this and it's paid off. And thank God, and just enjoy. Let these children now take good care of you. So for somebody else, that is a huge achievement. Maintaining love in their marriage is a huge achievement considering what is happening out there today. Again, another dimension where people can, have achievement is career and business. Advancing in work with integrity. Some people in their career, when they're talking about, integrity, when they're talking about hard work, team player, and all of that, they will call on you in that company. And over time, in fact, in little time with the company, you've been promoted over and over again because you're a person of integrity and you do your work. You just want to excel. You want to achieve something. Some people from a company, they will start like office clerk. In their mind, they want to be the manager up there. So you find out that they become friends with the manager. They're the office clerk. They will decide, can I give you coffee, sir? Or do you need something, sir? They'll start. I see you, Ayonitemi. Good evening, my dear cousin. I hope you're good. And they start warming their way, asking questions, trying to see what, before say, oh, I need to go and do this course. And then they go and enroll, do the course. They won't tell nobody. Everybody still see this person as an office clerk because they don't have no qualification. At the end, this person will go and do a degree in maybe management or something, business and management or whatever, and they won't tell nobody. They're still doing their clerk job, with integrity and all of that. And then bam, an opening in the office, and this person has been doing office clerk or office cleaner even. Yeah, I know, admissions, or the janitor, as the Americans will call it, whatever. And then there's an opening, and this person, because they've been in that company for quite a number of years, and then they put in for the application, and the person going through the CVs will be like, this person, this name sounds familiar, looks familiar. Could it be this person, this office clerk? And then they check the CV, and they found out that this person had first class business management. I mean, that name, it will attract you. In fact, you put 10 other names aside, thank you, whilst looking at this person. And then you tend to wonder, I know this person as office clerk. Why are they applying for this role? And then you go, call for an interview, what have you. And before you realize that, oh my goodness, because he's been friends with the managers, he's asked so many questions, he's gone to school, gotten his degree without telling anybody. He's kind of learning on the job even though he wasn't in that role. So he has some sort of experience, and it just paid off. At the interview, he slashed the interview. In fact, they gave him the job. So you can imagine this person will feel fulfilled, because once upon a time, and imagine it's the same company, they used to know this. Everybody, you can't even call that person out to come and give you coffee. You can't call them to go and make photocopy or whatever it is, because now they are the whatever role they've applied for and gotten. So that would be an achievement. Some people is an achievement in their business. They used to do business with small scale company, and then they got enough experience, they got enough capital, whatever, investment, and now they are doing business with averagely okay, and they just feel, wow, I can't believe I'm here. That is an achievement. And of course, you want to aim higher, doing companies with big term companies, and then once they're mentioning this big company, they say, oh, they are in collaboration with this not so big company. It is an achievement until you get there. So it could be a career achievement, it could be a business achievement, but as long as you do this with integrity, so that it can, bless other people as well. Again, it could be spiritual achievement, growing in prayer, in faith, in service to God's kingdom. I know some people feel, look, I think I've done enough. I've raised family. I've done this. I just want to serve my God till my time comes. And then they go into mission fields, and you'll be wondering, have they lost their mind? But they just want to feel this fulfillment, serving God, doing their father's business. Some will go into some jungle, to go and do evangelism, or to go and start a church or something like that. So it could be a spiritual achievement as well. All our achievements, as long as it glorifies God, we will be fine. And as long as it blesses other people positively, that is a good achievement. So whatever you're trying to achieve in life, know that these things does not come easy. You may have to rise, fall until you rise again in order to get to that place of achievement. Have integrity, work hard, put in as much effort, pray to God for grace, for strength, and to meet the right people as well. Because sometimes people will help raise you up. People can help bring you down. So you have to pray to God to connect you with the right people. Not like LinkedIn. Don't know why I said that. Or to connect you with the right people so that at least when you achieve, you can maintain it, because that's another topic for another day. It's very important. So whatever our different dimensions of achievements are, I pray that God will give us the grace to achieving this without comparing ourselves to other people. So I'm going to be rounding up so that we can come up and talk. Hopefully this is going to be a short night tonight. Achievements are gifts from God, but they are not just about titles. I've said some things before. They're not just about money or possession. The highest achievement is living a life that pleases God, really, serves others, not negatively but positively, and leaves a lasting impact, on the world, on people around you, your family members, everyone. So, worldly trophies will fade, but heavenly achievements endure forever. Some people have died years and years and years ago, but they're still out there on the news. You hear their name on the news, you hear their name, you see their names on the tabloids and all of that. So achievement really, it's not just about you. It's not just about even your generation. How about generations after you? Like I said, there's so many examples in the Bible that even we can refer to today, because they were achievers and they enter not Guinness Book of Record, no, they entered the Bible, so to say, so that when you feel you're not achieving, when you feel you've tried the one time you failed, when you feel you're not comparing, you're comparing yourself to others who have achieved way ahead of you, please be mindful that God has a purpose for you. God has a vision for you. As long as you align with those purpose and vision for your own life, you will get there eventually. Do not give up. Put in the work. Pray to God for grace, like I said, and all will be well. So that is my talk for today. And the one question is a long question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. The question is, why do you think some people find fulfillment in achievements while others feel empty despite the success? Why do you think some people find fulfillment in achievement while others feel empty despite success? Thank you for listening, guys. Thank you.
Promise the future and life. Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world. Light, let the dawn of a new day bring understanding and love inside.
Let's see.
Inside, yeah. Inside, inside, bringing hope and make you feel
I
alright.
think this is the best.
Rainbow, the promise, the future, and life. Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world.
I'm into something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back.
We can hear you, admissions. Good evening. I can hear you though. Okay, thank you. Good evening. Okay, on the side for now. Okay, I hope you're gonna stay there. And I don't want my box to be too full that I can't bring you back up. Yay. So guys, that is my own talk for today. Achievements, like I said, they're good. And so many kinds of achievement people try to pursue. or attain. I still don't know what's going on this platform. Oh, good evening, Leslie. I hope you're there or you're in the kitchen again tonight.
Good evening. I'm not always in the kitchen though.
I didn't use the word always. I said, oh, you're. I
Not
know
that I'm against it though, but
from time to time you help my
oh
sister.
yes, I do enjoy cooking, but
It's good.
it's
How are you? Good evening. I hope you're not just coming in from work
oh no. I
or
came
you're
in
off
early, but it's
today.
been very busy, very busy. A lot of catch up,
Oh, I see.
lot
Well
of catch
done.
up.
Good to have you here again today.
Yes,
So I don't know. I think I saw you earlier on in the talk wasn't too long today. So
yes. I was in the comments as usual.
yeah, well. So I don't know what your take is. Maybe I can start with a question as well. Why do you think some people find fulfillment in achievements while others feel empty despite the success?
Um, I believe that instinctively God has placed in us purpose, gifts, talents, abilities. Ultimately they are for his glory.
Yeah.
No one's going to top what God has done. You look at the greatest scientists, they can't make what God has done. They're not going to top what so really we are like the Bible says, we are for signs and for wonders.
Amen.
We have been designed and created by God to express his nature, express his abilities, his creativity. So of course, there is there's something that has built into our system that we want to do certain things, and we're going to display God in different areas. So the thing is that we live in a world that is fallen, and so sometimes we can capitalize on things that are not necessarily going to glorify God.
Yeah.
So right now, there's this whole idea that wealth, especially financial wealth, is the main thing. That seems to be
The
the
only sort of achievements, yeah,
yeah,
being
it seems to be the be all and end all, but that is not. But we know that behind that spirit of just wealth is people want to be their own god. It's not that one, they're not getting that wealth so they can glorify God, and God is not impressed by wealth. He actually made it. He said that the silver is his, the gold is his. So you're not impressing God by the material things. So we know there's something else going on. Where this thing about wealth. So, but God is really much more concerned about who we are becoming, our character, and the true riches that God looks at is first and foremost that we know him, that in that we know him, we can be a blessing to others.
yeah.
Whereas outside of God, it's all about the self, the self of man. I want to have all these things so I can have it and ultimately have power to do and undo. Really, it's not just about putting food on the table, because we know that once people attain that, they still go on to want to do more. But it's not necessarily because they are trying to be a blessing. We thank God for his grace, that even with how things are, God finds a way to, because of his will, to stabilize things to a certain extent. But left to mankind and the devil, this thing is about oppression. So achievement really, there's a part of it where it's self-driven. We are self-willed. And that goes right back to the very beginning. Why did Adam and Eve take the fruit? So they could become their own God. It wasn't because they lacked, they weren't missing anything, they had everything given to them. But it was to become their own God. And I think that's still the driving point of a lot of times. It's so that people can, quote unquote, be honored or get that validation. But when God places certain things on our heart, it's because of purpose. When God does it, there's meaning to it.
That's them.
There's meaning to it. I give
Elderberry.
one of the examples I'll give, and I feel, even if we're going to use wealth, let's just say, okay, it's wealth. Even as, especially when it comes to African families, how many families have left a lasting legacy for their children, that they don't have to struggle and get a mortgage, or they leave them with a property? That takes character. It's not just because if you don't have the character and the vision to think about those things, you can get the wealth and then get the money, and then you are using it to go and, especially a lot of our men, unfortunately, want to get more money, is access to, I want to have XY relationship with this person, do a XYZ. They don't necessarily think of the next generation, you know. So if it was just that, if you're going to use that, how many of them have actually left inheritance for their children, let alone their children's children? Not many. Not many. I think I mentioned that a while ago, that there was a survey they did. One of my friends did it last year, or a couple of years back, and they said there was less than 1% of African families in the UK. I'm not even talking about the US or Nigeria. In the UK, less than 1% of African families have an inheritance for their children, let alone their children's children. Less than 1%. So you ask yourself, what is all this? You are earning money working, but we're not leaving something
Yeah.
for our children to be able to build on and continue. What I see like is always a restart. But achievement, I believe, ultimately is something that God places in our hearts to do something with our lives. We're not just here to just mark time. We're here to build God's kingdom, to be part of His work, to be creative. And dare I say, a lot of churches, I believe some, the one I attend now, are beginning to get more invested in the fact that we need to have our members be involved in the marketplace. It's not just to go to church and that's it, but it's to also recognize that we are all responsible with what God has given us. We're all given a talent. We're all given an ability to do something with that. Yes, some of us, we might be the generation that laid the foundation, and some of us, we are probably the generation that is building on the foundation of others. But whatever it may be, is to be faithful with what God has given us. So in answering to your question, why people might be unfulfilled, it could be that one, they're not possibly getting that thing from God, because God, whenever He gives something, He also gives you the fulfillment of something. I think in the book
He
of,
makes rich and adds no sorrow.
He will give you the fulfillment, because if God is behind you and backing you, there will be a fulfillment, because you recognize it's not just for you. You are being a blessing to untold people. What you're doing, it blesses you, but it's blessing a lot more people. You are doing something that helps a lot of people. I give one example. I think just to reiterate that point. When I was at uni, we had a course where we had to do some sort of software programming that involved video editing, and certain people, they would not share how they knew it. And then I had this friend, this wonderful English guy, good guy. He was a Christian as well. Came from his father was a Baptist preacher. But he just had this thing that if he knew something, he was going to share with everybody. And so I became his friend, and me and him, we learned that particular program for this video editing system. And as soon as we learned it, we started teaching everybody else how to do it. He just made a lot of friends, and through that, I had built connections with him and other people that I still have till today. And I remember he said he did this because he felt, why should I hold back what God has blessed me with and not share with everybody else? That's how I get rich.
Some people do that. They would not. There's nothing you can say. They would not share. No, nothing.
But you think about it today in technology, the biggest software apps and everything are quote unquote freely available. They are freely available, and it's actually making them a lot more work than those who are charging and doing everything. So there is there is something, and he's not. Till today, he's still in the industry. He's still working, but a lot of the connections he made were built with the people he was sharing that technologies that software we both learned to do. So it's something that I found that when God's behind it, He always seeks to help as many people as He can. It's not just to one or two people. He's trying to reach as many people as possible, and I feel that gives us a great sense of fulfillment. That's just from that's the example I will use, that kind of show that in learning that technology and helping other people, there was a sense of joy that I can't put words to it. And I think it's the same thing when we evangelize and we lead someone to Christ. It's that same feeling you get, that wow, you can't quantify the joy you have in doing that. And I believe as long as God's behind it, there'll be a fulfillment. But when God's not behind it, you can have lots of money, make and I have grateful to God to have seen both sides. I have people I work with who are wealth managers, and they work with very wealthy people, like very wealthy people. But most of them are not happy. Most of them are not happy, you know, and there's reasons for it. I don't know it all. But one thing for sure, I think the Bible clearly says it, and I will put the scripture. It says God can let a person have riches, what an honor. But God take away the ability for them to enjoy it. Why? It's so that they can know that they need him. That they need him
When I see
for
you,
the fulfillment of that thing. Or else you can have all the wealth and it ends in misery. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. But it's good that I believe that today is good that as much as we are aspiring, let us have the idea that God can bless us with wealth, and we can do the hard work and have the character to be good stewards when we do have that in our possession, and not abuse it and use it to oppress people. I,
yeah.
I would submit that there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leslie. It's one thing having achievements, is one thing feeling fulfilled. Because these things, can't explain. I gave one or two examples as well. Somebody chasing, they want wealth, wealth, wealth. Eventually they got it and they just feel so empty. It's like no family to share it with, nobody, wanted to relate with them because they've stepped over a lot of people just to get that wealth, and eventually it all feels like nothing at the end of the day. But God will not give you the capacity to achieve it and then be miserable for it. So we need to be mindful. There's always a thin line we really do not want to cross. Our blessing is such that we are blessed to be a blessing to other people. Whether we're not blessing to other people here is another topic for another day. But thank you for your perspective, Leslie. Thank you so much for that. I know, Debbie, you're in that second box, but you just came in. So let me go to the people that have been here. Don't worry, I'll come back to you before TikTok will throw you out. Better go and do your proper wedding with
Why
TikTok.
why are you coming for me? Why are you coming for me?
Go and do your proper wedding with TikTok before they will fling you out again.
No, TikTok don't give me
Is
money.
the
So I'm not,
wife that does not have a ring on it that they can easily toss
that's the
away?
problem. I don't do anything with somebody that does not give me money.
What do you mean? You to go and start show now,
My
start your
bride price
life.
my bride price is very expensive.
And you want TikTok to pay that? Okay, oh. I clap for them. Good luck to them. Thank you. But yeah, don't worry. I'm coming to Kenneth because you're second. Well, in that order. I know the other you people came in. So, Kenneth, good evening. I hope you're good and I hope you can talk. What do you think? I mean, why do you think some people find fulfillment in achievements and others feel empty despite the success?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Happy Monday.
Same to you, and happy new week.
Thank you.
Mark, I'm talking. Go away. Sorry, I need to go walk somebody out of here.
It's
So
okay.
we're talking about achievement, and you were saying, what's the question again? Tell me,
So
ma'am.
why do some people feel when they achieve they find fulfillment, and some people when they achieve they just feel empty?
Tonight it might is a bit for tonight because he thinks he might go.
I'm coming.
Oh, okay. I think there's somebody there distracting him. Susan, good evening. Let me chat with you quickly before you go to sleep, because I'm not sure whether you've been off today. God's love, I see you. Good
I
evening,
was
sis.
off today. Good
Yeah,
evening, everybody.
but you're
I
not
was
going to
off, but
work
it looks as
tonight.
if I wasn't off.
You're not going to work tonight.
No, tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So we're still good.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know how
Good
much of the
eve-
talk you heard.
mm. Go on.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I don't know how much of it you heard, but at least I'm sure you heard Leslie's submission.
Oh,
And the
yes.
question is, why do you think some people find fulfillment in achievements and others they feel empty despite the success? Somebody
Wow.
say,
Good evening once again, everybody. Hope you had a lovely day.
yeah, so far so good.
Okay. Achievements. Mm. That brings me back to Ashake. Lonely at the top, lonely, lonely, lonely.
You haven't said much to me. I've started laughing.
I know, right? When I took my time to listen to that lyrics, I'm like, there are some people, they're at the top, but they are lonely. They are really lonely. Not lonely emotionally. Oh.
Yeah,
You are
no.
there, but it's as if the thing is not clicking.
Yeah.
And I just look at it and I relate it to our day-to-day activities. You're just there, you want to do something, you're like, okay, let me achieve this. You achieve it, in your mind you're like, okay, what next? And that's the human nature. We tend to pursue and pursue until the Lord calls us home. Because you see some people, they've done everything, and
Yeah.
then you're like,
That's why I see you.
they've achieved so many things, yet they are not happy. And it brings me back to Songs of Solomon, Proverbs, where Solomon said, everything is vanity. Upon
Vanity upon
everything,
vanity.
everything that Solomon had, the wives, share his wives, you will talk. All these ones that will have one wife and have side chick, they think they've done it all.
Please.
Solomon has done it all. He was wealthy, he had the wisdom, but he still said vanity upon vanity. But then there's a clause to that vanity, because it is now up to you to be happy where you are, or you're not happy. And the reason why most people are not happy when they are not fulfilled is
Yeah.
because of greed. Some people are just greedy, they just want to grab and grab and grab and grab. And you're like, all these things that you're taking,
Where are you
where
taking
where
them?
where are you what's the end of all this? You will steal money, build underground, bury the money there. What have you achieved? Nothing. Yet they are still in the office, siphoning, doing a lot of things that you'll be wondering, all this money, all this wealth, for who?
To what end?
To
Yeah.
as in, they tire you. And the funny thing, they don't even help the poor. It's just for them. Me, 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 me. Some don't even have family to share with. And now there's this guy I met long time ago. He lives in Chelsea. His car is Porsche, personalized.
Wow.
He deals with money like tissue. He's not married, no children. So I now asked him, I said, all these achievements that you have now, who is going to enjoy it? He's like, that's why you want to have a child. I said, you need to have a child the right way. Not just because of what you have achieved. That's the reason you want to have a child. I said, but you still do not need a child to enjoy that wealth. If you have good relationship with people, because like you rightly said, most people, we step on toes while going up. Instead of climbing the ladder gently, we step on toes, and then at the end of the day, you now ask yourself, now you've made it, you will now turn to that rich fool in Luke, where God will now say, okay, you've achieved everything, time to go.
Oh.
You will now ask yourself, so what is the point? This topic is deep if you dig deep in it, and it's a lesson for us. Now we are here. Most of us, probably our parents did not give us that platform to start, but we are giving our children a platform to start.
God helping us.
And some this most times I look at these platforms that we give. At the end of the day, I tell people, you see, next of kin, They will just go to dirty December and do oble with your money. So
Which
enjoy
one?
yourself.
You have to interpret for some of us. Oh,
Obule is a music. Obule,
I see.
they go and do dirty December in Nigeria and come back and waste all your sweat. I have former commissioner of finance in Nigeria at that time. Very wealthy man. His house in Port Harcourt, you will get lost in it. When his first daughter got married, he gave her a bungalow. He had landed properties. He had a company. He had so many things. And when he died, because the children were grown up, but they did not know how to manage the wealth.
That's even another thing. Yeah.
That is it. They all the houses, even the one in the village, we used to go there for holiday to tell you how beautiful that house was. They sold almost all the landed properties. The second son even killed the first son
Oh,
because
wow.
of yes.
Okay.
So it's so in my head I'm like, I'm sure your dad will be rolling in his grave. Say, wasted efforts. We do so much for these children or for this next of kin, and they don't know. We don't teach them how to manage achievements.
That's the thing.
I went to work last week. This guy was like, there's this woman, she was just few months to her retirement. And she said, oh, when she retires, she will go to the beach, sunset, But few weeks to retirement, guess what? She had stroke. She's in beach ward. Beach ward is a stroke patient ward. So she didn't go to the main beach that she was hoping to go. She's in beach ward.
Wow. Wrong
So
beach.
tell me, who will inherit all those things that she has worked for? And the guy was like, I only do 2 shifts a week because my mother died and left me a lot of inheritance. That he looked at his mom. The mom was walking around the clock. She never had time to enjoy herself. And it's a lesson for us.
Yeah.
In as much as we want to achieve, there should be limits. Before you turn to the children of these people that were trying to build the Tower of Babel, you want to be like God. You cannot achieve to that. Just the level you are, just enjoy it. But because of greed, we want to have this, we want to have that, we want to. Why? Why? And at the end of the day, you have it, you're not happy, you're not fulfilled, you still feel empty. Meanwhile, in the Bible, it says the blessings of God make it rich and adds no sorrow. So why are you not fulfilled? Is a question, is a personal question you should ask yourself. Why am I not fulfilled? So no matter the achievement we have at this level, enjoy it. Enjoy is a process. Enjoy the process. You see people here, they walk. Oh, I have a project back home. I have a project back home. I'm like, this project back home. How many times will you stay in that project? I've heard a lot of stories of people that went back and never came back. As soon as their feet step on the land, they ran mad.
I know.
Some of them, they walk and walk and walk. They died. Money in their bag. They don't even rent house. They don't have a place. They keep patching from one friend's house to the other just because of projects back home and the pressure. When we first came, there's this Igbo guy. The mom and the dad were always disturbing him. Chinedu, what do you build? Look at Emeka, he came, he just came to London 1 year. He has done this, he has done that.
Goodness.
Look at Chukwudi, look at this one. The boy said, Papa, do you know what they do? He said, please, I don't want to spoil my name. The father told him, the father said, he said it in Igbo, that Shebi, I'm the one that gave you that name. Spoil it. So,
Wow.
that's the extent. of competition. People want to compete. I want to be better than this. I want to be this. What after that? What next? You now ask yourself, what next? Those are the things that make people they don't get fulfilled because of competition, greed.
That's
I
it.
To me, I just hit it on greed because if you're content with what you have, you will be happy with the little achievement that you have. I'm telling you, the fact that if you listen to that thing in Igbo, it's
Sorry, Susan. Baritone is asking you a question. So, are you not advocating for people not to have projects back in Nigeria or
no,
back home?
no. You can have projects, but the way people do it is too much.
Yeah,
They end up not enjoying themselves or having a good life here. You see them carrying hair for 6 months.
two, three
You
jobs. They don't have
and
breaks.
they don't have
They still do
time.
overtime.
You will now have this project, and at the end of the day, look at you. You're living in one room here. I tell people, I say, here that you are, make here your home first.
Now, wow.
Because if you don't, at the end of the day, you will now ask yourself, how many times do you go back to that home? Because you're building those things for your siblings that are back home,
Yeah.
and you still work here and send money to maintain that place. Somebody just built 3 duplex, and I'm like, okay, so how much are you going to be renting it? He said 600,000. I said in a year, no, 650K because of where he built it. I said, so 650K in a year. So how much is that in pounds? It's not even up to £1,000 in a year. How much have you spent to build that thing? To me, it's penny wise, pound foolish. And even when we're building back home, we tend to do this extravagant that you will now look for people to be maintaining the place. Come on. All those things are so
Well, you have to do quality now, not
quality. How many times do you stay in that quality house? Some
We're
people
going
still
to
go
rent
home
it out, and you want it to be conducive enough for people to rent.
for how much? You now ask yourself for how much? You do 3 million. How much is 3 million in?
It's a lifelong term investment now, sis. You can't just
I
be
know.
calculating 4 years, 5 years. It's gonna be
I'm
there
not
forever.
disputing it. My own dispute is you overstressing yourself to complete a
Okay, now
project.
I
That is the
agree.
aim.
Yeah.
You need to have a life. Some people don't have a life. They don't have a life. Okay, I'm trying to balance your argument with that first speaker creating wealth for
For
their
their
offspring.
children.
Of course, why not? You create wealth for your offspring, but this offspring that you're creating wealth for, you need to also teach them
How to manage.
to manage it. Otherwise, they will use it and go and do dirty December for you. You'll be there staying in one room, yet they are enjoying themselves, traveling everywhere. You are busy working. I have people, it's not as if they don't have papers. They have papers, but they don't travel. They work around the clock. All the bank holidays, because they want to take the double pay, they keep going, working and working and working. Rainy days, yes, we save for rainy days, but don't get me wrong. In as much as you're saving for rainy days, have a life.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a life, all your achievements, you will not enjoy it. So when do you want to
If
enjoy the
anything happens to you,
achievements?
these people will still live life. Oh.
That is it now.
I'm
So
guessing.
what? The rain is it not still falling? It will still have rainy days. The bills are going up every day. For those of us that didn't have platform from our parents, did we die?
Yeah.
Did we not create our own platform? We did not die.
You have to
So
find the achievement. Yeah.
this, because we tend to kill ourselves for nest of kin, and this nest of kings, for I'm telling you, they don't care because they have their own life. They structure their life. If you look at the way Oyibo people live their lives, I just look at them. They don't. It's just me, 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 me. We are the ones that go far, extended family and all that. And this extended family, if you don't do anything for them, they will still live. So why do you want to kill yourself?
Thank you.
You do things for them, but to the minimal. Don't abuse yourself to please others. Enjoy your achievements. Otherwise, if you don't enjoy it while you are still strong and hearty, when will you do it? Is it when you are old? You leave inheritance for the children. You that you are leaving inheritance, why don't you enjoy a bit of it? You enjoy a bit of it before you leave as well. Abraham left inheritance, but he enjoyed his wealth.
Yeah.
Solomon enjoyed his wealth. Let's go back to the Bible. Those people that say, oh, leave
As well as
inheritance,
his
they
women.
enjoyed their wealth. They did not do 3 jobs a day. They had different streams of income, but they worked smart. It's not working hard. If it's working hard, all those dandoko people, those people that carry load, they would have been the richest. So it's not working hard, it's working smart. I leave it here. Thank you, everybody. Don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. Life is a beautiful thing.
Thank you so much, Susan. If you don't
Thank
get
you,
it, forget
Sister
about it.
Susan.
She's on fire. You have to let her just land by herself. Thank you so much, Susan. I mean, there's so many comments going on there, but everybody will get their turn to share their views. Take it easy if you aren't wearing their shoes. Well, okay. That's why I said achievements varies. You know, what you want to achieve in life might not be what I want to achieve in life. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to achieve something for themselves at least, you know. And it's one of the things that I said, some people, they go all out, they don't take breaks, they don't look after themselves. Some people will be in a boardroom, from one boardroom to another boardroom to another conference to another, and you find out that in 2 days they barely drank water. They're not okay, they're not looking after themselves. I remembered maybe a couple of months back that I gave this particular example of a chief executive officer. He was so very hardworking. He had a family, but he barely would have time for the family. And then one of the days he was rushing to a meeting and then collapsed. And the next time, hours later, he opened his eyes and he was in a hospital, almost, on a life support, almost. They managed to bring him through, and when he opened his eyes to even see where he was, he just like, get me my phone, get me my phone. And the doctors, everybody in the room were like, is this man okay? He said, get me my phone. And what do you need with the phone? Said he was going for a meeting. He needed to call the people he was supposed to have met with. And they're like, you nearly died. And you just opened your eyes. And it's still the same business, meeting that you still want, you're chasing after. I mean, when do people stop and pause? That's why I love it when some people, they don't joke with their holidays. In fact, they have to spend their last penny to go on holidays. They work hard. And of course, self-care is very important. Because especially for people sending money back home, of course, they will, even if they manage to build a house for you, not that they are showing you somebody else's land property and what have you, because you want to achieve. You want them to say, in our family, or maybe it's this person that has gone abroad, that has helped the family achieve certain things, bring them out of poverty. I get it. But when you're now killing yourself, and the people you're sending money to, they're just spending anyhow, they don't know how to manage anything. And at the end of the day, even you yourself will not achieve your own goals, let alone the family goals and things like that. So we need to be mindful. Look after yourself, take care of yourself. Because if anything happens, this will still live life, I'm telling you. But thank you, Susan.
Sorry, there's this friend of mine, you know what she did? She was walking around the clock. And then she didn't even use her family. It was a pastor she sent money to buy land for her in Jos. So this man went, the pastor went, he was showing her, oh, look at your land, this is that. She was happy that at least she has land in Jos. Then she's from Benin. She bought another land through a pastor in Benin as well. Few years down the line, she was like, let her go back to Nigeria, She now told the pastor, the one that bought the things in Jos, to say, oh, she wants to come, how far, the land. See story upon story upon story. At the end of the day, do you know that this man did not buy the land? He was just showing her empty land. And then she even went to the man's church to say, oh, she wants to destroy, you know, to cause commotion for where the matter don't die. You have worked round the clock, you have helped a pastor. The same thing with the one in Benin. The man shared the land into two, took half and gave her half. Well,
For his hard work.
I'm telling you. So at the end of the day, she was like, you know what? Enough of it. She learnt the hard way. She really learnt the hard way. But I hope we don't learn the hard way. If you do,
God
you're
help
gonna
us.
learn. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn the hard way.
But sister, sorry, if I may, but that is not the norm. That is an example of
It's an
pitfalls
example because this one is
of
somebody that is
pitfalls
close
that
to me.
people could fall into, not necessarily the norm, and
That
it
happens a
shouldn't
lot
be the
too.
reason
You're
why
painting a
people.
picture that is making the whole thing
Yeah,
depressing. That's
yeah,
why
it
I'm talking
shouldn't
about
be a
this
reason why people shouldn't
To balance
invest.
it,
to
see?
balance it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
it could
should
happen.
balance it.
We are
It's
not
not
saying you're wrong,
balanced. Yeah.
particularly
Yeah.
when you go
I
to.
mean, these things do happen, but it shouldn't be a reason why people shouldn't invest.
It
Why
shouldn't be
people shouldn't,
cloud our.
yeah, of course. It's just like
We want to
saying there's
have
419 in the
achievements.
land.
Yeah.
Maybe there's 419 in the land. Because of that, don't do anything.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
That's
When I
why
said rainy
that's
day,
why
you were
you need the
against rainy day.
knowledge.
Who
You
does
need
not?
you
A
need if
normal
you don't
human
have the
being.
knowledge, you will
Sure,
not
MK, I
invest
see
wisely.
you.
It's just because sometimes we tend to paint things very true. Let's see the negative side of it. Because if you some people
So
learn through the
I'm
negative
hoping at
side.
some point somebody's coming to balance this.
Yes.
I,
Bariton,
I,
over
I,
to you. Please balance
No,
it.
no, no.
Yeah.
I think it's
No,
more
you have to
to.
wait. You only just came
It's not
into
my
the
turn. It's not
box.
my turn. I think it's more to the questions. You know, why do people, achieve so much and they don't find fulfillment? Why some other
Yes.
people find fulfillment? You know, I think that
Yeah.
perhaps maybe we should go back to the question. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
perhaps.
fine.
Sometimes when people get carried away,
Of
examples will
course, of
come
course.
all over. I get it. Yeah, that's why I always, when I'm
Now,
coming on the
Susan,
next
bring me come
question,
up. Oh.
don't worry, Debbie. Debbie is here for you today. But it's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
Susan, I
That
hear you. Don't mind
you
me.
with that I managed to give
It's
my
on
life
your
to
own. No?
Christ. I
I hand you over
managed
to Debbie.
I managed to rededicate my life yesterday, morning, night, even this morning. You still want to bring me out of this? I don't like this kind of thing.
Leslie is here, so I'm not scared.
This is not a
Sean will
matter
back
of
you up. Sean
please,
will back you up.
please,
Don't worry.
before people start
People
thinking
are
we're
jokers.
being bashful
And
now
Sherwood,
on
and Sherwood
Sister
is here.
Baby.
So Debbie,
I see, Mr. Baritone, don't face me. Just face Lady F, because
no, I'm
this
not facing
see,
you. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus.
better.
Uh,
Somebody gave their life yesterday. Someone is covering themselves with the blood
No,
of Jesus.
yesterday morning, I rededicated my life. In
Hallelujah.
the evening, I rededicated my life. This
ah,
morning, I rededicated my making 3 times
only
because
you.
I know I'm coming to meet you people. Now you are trying to bring
Oh my goodness.
Stay rededicated. Don't worry.
Please,
Nothing
what have you
do.
lot? What have you turned inside to? I'm going to shut down this show and start all over. Oh, please.
we need to rename this platform because I don't understand anymore.
No, please, people, be coming down like this, please. But
Mr. Sanction, don't worry, for now you are safe.
all the same,
I can't
would
promise
get
you
it.
I can't promise you to the end of this program, but for now,
Debbie, somebody who just rededicated their lives 3 times within 24 hours should still be sober. So please do not unmute that mic unless I call you to speak. Thank you. So I'm going to go to somebody dropped from there. Is she still talking?
you don't mention my name till you call me to speak. I will stay here.
Maybe, but I can't guarantee my other guests will not mention your name. So, but it's okay. So please, other guests, let's not mention Debbie Gazim. I mean, Elder Debbie's name, please, until she's ready to talk. Admissions. I mean, you're the one that made Debbie to be standing up there now or to be on top box. But admissions are coming to you, so maybe you will help us balance this talk today. Why do you think some people find fulfillment in achievement and others feel empty despite the success?
Oh, don't even know how to go about it now. Oh, I must admit in the beginning when Leslie spoke, I'm much more inclined towards
To
all
the
I
submission.
said. The need to that we all have our talents that we are meant to work with, and he went so beautifully well about the way he presented it. And when Susan too came, she was equally going along that line, particularly when she was drawing inferences from the story in the Bible, Luke 12, where the rich man felt, I've achieved everything, and he was called the rich fool. The next day, God has to take his life.
Yeah.
Went to Ecclesiastes where we say vanity upon vanity. And I'm also saying something, we say we came with nothing, we'll go with nothing. So that speed,
Exactly.
that aggression to think you want to gather the whole world, it will end us nowhere. The bottom line is to find your purpose in life, which is God that will let you find it from God, find it vis-a-vis prayers, and know what God wants from you and pursue it. And you also said we need his grace somewhere along the line to be able to put things together. You can think the whole world, you can put all the energy, but it's God that will invariably bless whatever we dabble into.
Or add the
But my
increase.
point at some point was like the way we were going, yeah, will make it look so sad. And if people, you know what I mean? For people who are vulnerable, they will not pick the best.
Of
You
course.
can imagine somebody who's holding some funds and he wants to do some investment, and he hears us here and he'll be like, "No, I'm not, never ever going to dabble into. I would rather sit on the money and
Don't
whatever."
want that
But while we're
now.
saying, yeah, there are cases like that, obvious, but there are other people who have gone into it. They came, they saw beautiful mansions built for them by other people. Yeah,
Of
I think
course.
it's beautiful that you want. So someone did all this for you while you are abroad and you were sending this money. Yeah, they even will not believe, but they traveled and saw it, came back, and they encourage others to do it because in the end, nobody knows tomorrow. Anything can happen. We need somewhere to, yeah. So that I wanted just that balance to come in. So we go for the achievement. We place it on the fact that God is the one that will help us to. The moment you find that fulfillment, we're saying it's only in God. And with God, sometimes He might have to bring you down, down, down there. I'm going to be that's a bit spiritual. You might have to be down, down there. Then He will take you up steadily. We weave things together, events together in your life, bring purpose into your life, bring destiny helpers and all that. And you will look back and say, wow, how much I wish I had known God years back. And your life wouldn't have been that kind where you were just tasking your thinking, yeah, I can think it, I can do this. Or where you were bragging about the brain you have, that it's even God that gave you and all the rest. So fulfillment will be fine at that level. We might find it difficult to present this somewhere for people, for the atheists, for people that don't believe, but we know that's the bottom line. That's how it is. Go to God and find your purpose and run with it. And ask Him for grace. He will always, always, always give you that grace with which to go. So
It's
somewhere
really
along the line, yeah, that's my own balance. I've not in any way dispute what anybody said, but I'm just saying that we're painting a picture. I think that's why Barrington come in. I've been away from the house a little bit. I found a lot
I
of,
know. It's
everybody's
good to
getting
have you back.
a bit of getting very comedy and all the rest. It's lovely and it's heartwarming to be back. I'll stop on this note and just say we all have a talent, like Leslie said, talent that was given to us. Some of us did not even know it until we have lived so many years and we hit the turning point. Things were very, very melancholic. God turned it around and we're beginning to, oh, I wish I knew this. I would have run with this talent. And my story would have been different. But there's still a chance while we are alive. I'll stop on this note for now.
Thank you, admission. Thank you. Well, the sky is not even the start or the limit for some people. Some people may even feel they've achieved. And God is like, you've not even scratched the surface. But then, these things carry a lot of weight. It needs good character to sustain it because achievements, anyway, let me leave it there. Let's hear others' views. So I think I'm gonna call to four for you. I think four for you. Good evening, because it didn't have started in a way, anyways.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. How are you? Thank you for your patience. Don't mind us here on Inside Bob. Thanks for joining us today. How are you?
I'm fine, thanking yourself.
I'm good. We thank God. Thank God.
Interesting
Is it
conversation,
your
I
first
must
time
say.
in the box?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh, yay. Because I know we follow one another, but I don't think I remember seeing you in this box before. So you're welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, you've heard all the banter and all of that. I don't know what your take is, but I'm going to ask you the same question. Why do you think some people find fulfillment in achievements while others feel empty despite the success? Thank you, Baritone. Thank you, 813.
I think it boils down to purpose.
Okay.
I think if you are doing something that is in line with your purpose, then you're most likely going to find achievement.
Good. Okay.
And I think kind of, the gentleman that spoke before mentioned God. I think if we look at it from the point of view that God is a constant and every other thing is a variable, so we accept the fact that,
Thank
okay,
you, Baritone.
you need God to be able to achieve whatever it is, and that is where satisfaction comes from ultimately. But let's assume that is a constant, and that is there. We acknowledge that, right?
Thank you, Joe.
In terms of the variables, it depends on people, and I am probably sure I joined when the lady was giving a story about the Nigerian
Susan.
investment, yeah,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Now, if I use myself as an example, I am one that invests in Nigeria a lot.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you. Sorry.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you. Please, let's keep tapping still, please. Thank you. Thank you, Baritone. Yeah. Let's see it. Yes, sorry, fall for you. Please
Okay.
carry on.
So I was saying if I use myself as an example in terms of investing in Nigeria and kind of linking that back to achievements,
Yeah.
I am someone that believes
Thank
that
you.
first and foremost you need to get the balance right, especially when you are in diaspora.
Yeah.
It's important to get the balance right and not overstress yourself. And that's easy to do if you already have kind of a drive or a goal in mind at the very beginning of what you want to do and what you feel, defines what is happiness and achievement to you. So for some of us, we feel that, okay, we're here in the UK, but we want to also have a Mac back home, not to satisfy anybody, but because we feel that just sitting down, going to work and coming back, it's a very boring life for some of us. We have to be involved in one project or the other.
The other, yeah.
It's what we feel that, we need to do. So if you take myself, for instance, that I have a farm in Nigeria, I've had the good parts and the bad parts. If somebody asks me, or you want to do farming in Nigeria, I'll tell you there's money there, but you need to know what you're doing. I've had my parents build houses for me. I've not had any issues. I've had issues or other issues on, people telling me, oh, I built on their land on a different case, taking me to court. So I've had all the good and the bad. But I will tell you that same good and bad is also in this part of the world. It's everywhere. So most times, if you do your due diligence very well, you would reduce the risk. You would not completely eliminate the risk, but you would reduce the risk. So in terms of myself, what would I call an achievement? The fact that I can invest back home, I feel is an achievement because it gives me fulfillment. I like doing it. It's not stretching me. Nobody's forcing me to do it. I don't have to do it.
Okay.
To me, it's almost like therapy because I find it very boring to just go to work, come back. There's no social life here. There's no other extracurricular activity. All you have to do, it really doesn't matter how much you earn. Your lifestyle is the same.
Mostly.
So when you ask me, what do I think is achievement? I would say achievement is what you do in line with your purpose, almost like a purpose driven life.
Yeah.
I am the kind of person that believes that I will try something no matter what, as long as I believe in it. Even if maybe people tell me that it's wrong, I will try it because I know I will not lose. I will either fail and learn a lesson, or I will succeed and get the rewards that I expect from it. So it's always going to be a win-win. Worst case scenario, I learn the lesson and I can tell the story. I would rather be in a position where I'm telling a sad story at my old age than saying I did not take part in it. So when I look back at some of the things I've done, I will say because it's what I wanted to do. Some of it I will count as achievements, some of them maybe not. Because I feel that when you look at achievement, you have to look at them in phases, depending on what part of life you are actually. There are a lot that will be work in progress. So really, it's almost like looking at a balance sheet. You just take a snapshot and say, okay, at this point in time, when I look back at what I've done so far, how do I feel? Do I feel empty? And I find out that sometimes, yes, it's possible for you to have the whole money in the world and be empty. And to me, that means you haven't really found purpose. The purpose, your real purpose. Some people would find that purpose when they start doing charitable things. They start helping people for free. I know people that it's only when they retired and went back to school to be teaching people for free that they found their fulfillment. That's where they felt, oh, I've achieved, this is what I'm happy doing. So I think everyone just needs to find out what it is that you need, that is your purpose. It might not necessarily be financially driven. It might not be financially driven because some of us we are meant to be service givers. And we find ourselves where we can't do that. And until we get into that field, we would not find our purpose. So I kind of feel that as I wind up that, your achievement has to be tied to your purpose. And the reason why you might have everything and feel empty is simply because whatever it is that you gather together is not in line with your purpose in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow. There you go. I think things are really kind of balancing up now. Somebody's gone the spiritualish kind of angle. So thank you for your submission. It's true. I mean, fulfillment, you'll be amazed. When I was rounding up my talk, it was an aspect that I looked at achievements in different dimensions. Somebody, it's a personal thing, overcoming their personal weaknesses, that is an achievement for them. Growing in character could be an achievement for them. Another person is raising their children well. That is their goal in life. These children, they must glorify God in whatever, and they dedicate their lives to it. They might have work or whatever, but that is not their priority as such. So it depends. Different people, different dimensions of level of achievement. Some it's career and business, they're not even thinking family, so there you go. And some it could be a spiritual goal, like growing in prayer, going on missions work. I had to say that because of what Fall For You said. So there's so many aspects, so many dimensions of achieving in life. So it's not just wealth alone, because when you talk about achievement, bam, wealth, that's the first thing that probably comes to mind. Evangelizing, yeah, some people decide to go on mission work just to feel fulfilled, and that's for them a big achievement. And if they share that with their family, they say, hey, you've gone cuckoo, what are you talking mission? But there are people there, they will find pride. So a lot of things might not be an achievement to a lot of people. However, some people see them as achievement. So that's why it's not really wise to compare your achievement with any other person's. I'm telling you, it's a waste of energy, waste of time. So thank you for you. I'm going to come to Baritone. Sheon, who entered this box first? Because everybody's scattered, so I don't know who is next. Sheon, is it you or Debbie even?
I don't know, to be honest.
My the boxes are full, but
I think it was Debbie, then Sharon, I came last.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that clarification. So let me hope she will unmute and speak now. Elder Debbie Gazim.
Except she wants to go last as the elder, you
Oh,
know.
please. She's been waiting there, oh, and I don't want her to come and drop one bombshell on us tonight. No, let's go with her now. Debbie, good evening. Thanks for joining. What?
Sorry.
Don't let us waste time. Whilst
Leave
TikTok
me
and
with
you are
my
still
holy
doing marriage.
communion. Leave me with my rededicated life now. What is it?
When TikTok is still in love with you now, they have not dropped you
They
off.
have drugged me twice today already.
But this is the point that really matters. So let's be wise. They are listening, you know.
Hey.
Well done.
Hey.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Happy New Week.
Thank you. We wish you the same. So,
Eh,
the same question. Do you want me to repeat the question?
achievement. As in, why do people not feel happy? Or what? What's the question
Ahem.
again?
I said, why do some people find fulfillment in achievement and others they feel empty despite the success?
Ah, okay. I think the only answer I have for that is what's this Bible verse somebody recited the other time?
There's so many. Oh,
The blessings of God make it riches and added no sorrow.
no sorrow. Okay.
If truly, if you are not feeling fulfilled, fulfillment comes with joy and all that. If you don't have all that, check, is that wealth actually from God?
But you
Is
see
the
what I'm saying? You two said, is that wealth actually from God? So you're saying achievements now. You are
I'm not
saying
saying I'm not saying necessarily maybe you do juju,
no,
but
no, no.
that's
As in the achievements you want to talk about is wealth.
It's
no, it
wealth,
doesn't. It's not
money.
only money. Wealth is
Okay.
not just money. I'm
Okay.
talking generally.
Okay. Fair enough.
Wealth is not just money. Like for you said, for some people it's not about money. So I'm talking about anything you see as wealth,
Okay.
anything you see as goal that you finally achieve. But at the end of the achievement, you still don't have joy. You still don't have peace. You don't feel fulfilled. You still feel empty. Check. Is it actually the will of God? Is it actually of God?
I see you, Hurricane.
Any wealth, any success, any achievement we can attain, but we can't live without. I don't see it as something that comes from God.
Okay.
Or is it the will of God for us to be successful in not in everything we do? Yes. Is it the will of God for us to live a good life? Yes. Is it part of the will of God for his children to have peace, joy, and everything? Yes. But if at the end of the day you achieve a particular goal you set, but you don't have the joy, you are not fulfilled. Check. Did you ask God? Is it His will? Is it in alignment with His purpose for you? Are you actually living in His purpose?
Big question.
So I think that's why I said the question might be my answer might be a question to a question.
It shows you're a Nigerian, a typical Nigerian person.
Not really. Oh, me. I'm
Because it's only
Igbo.
Nigerians who answer a question with a question.
If I answer directly like that, it would seem like
Oh,
I'm
okay.
being
She's answering
direct.
as an elder. I hear you.
Baritone,
Elder, okay.
and I'm very
When elders are talking in parables, we, the younger ones, we want to understand. Though. That's why we're here on Insight.
God bless you, oh, Mr. Admission, because at the end of the day, I've seen a lot of people achieve things, but still they
Yeah.
are still chasing. They are still chasing. So when it comes to achievements, like if in fact for some reason, for you actually pick some of the things that was running through my head, like what we call achievements. what you see as achievement and what I see as achievement differs.
Mm-hmm.
If we go back to people investing back home, I'm not in support of it. At the same time, I'm not against it. For the people he has worked for, good luck. For the people he didn't work for, well, the Lord is your
Oh,
strength. The only question I always ask people when it comes to that part, I'm only drifting to that part because for some reason we've gone there. The only question I always ask people is where you are living, where you are physically now, that you are gathering the money to invest back home. How are you living there?
as a stranger still.
Not as a stranger. Are you even? Does the nature of does the dust of that land know that you are there?
What do you mean when they're walking and killing themselves?
No. You can be working and killing yourself and not be sowing on that land. That land can never yield you increase. It's not a cause.
Elder. Words from the wise.
The land you don't sow on cannot yield you increase. Forget about it. See, there was a time when I think a few years when I first got into to this country, before I find a stable church. When I want to pay my tithes, I believe in. I'm not saying don't do it, Mr. Admission. I'm not saying don't take the risk. I'm only asking a question about where you are living, where you are earning the money. Are you sowing there? Because sometimes how do I put it? Some of us live like a rat. Where we are, we eat like an ant in a land where you in 365 days you are in a country for 8 months, or let's say 10 months. You only spend 2 months in another country where you have mansion. Think about it, calculate it very well.
2 months is even too much. 2 weeks, you
Ah,
mean?
is the math Martin? The
Uh-oh.
understand, because I'm not. That's why I said from the beginning I am not against it as much as I'm not in support of it. I have tried it before, but God rest my father's soul. When I came in, I will pay my tithe. My father is a pastor as well, so that's a background. When I will pay my tithe, send my tithes to our church in Nigeria. So when he saw my name, first month, second month, he called me, was like, am I coming back to live in Nigeria? Because the last time we spoke, I didn't speak like I have intention to come back and do
Anytime
anything.
soon.
Yeah. I said, no, it's just that I've not found the church and something. He said, then go and give it to the charity.
Wow.
Go and he said if you can't find the church, and there's no how you will tell me there is no church. The fact that you can't find the church you call your own does not mean there's no church you can enter and drop that tithe there. That was the last time. And it took me to, I think, Psalm 85, somewhere towards the end, where it says, God shall do something, and the land shall yield its increase. He said, he said to me, he said, ask the Holy Spirit to digest that and go back to Genesis, where God gave Adam the land. He said, this land I gave to you, be fruitful and multiply and yield on it. And he now took me there. He said, there's no how. You want increase, you want to reap the fruits of that land, and you are not sowing on it. He will only give you crumbs. So the question there is, as you are investing back home where you are only spending 2 weeks,
I'll
where
rethink.
you are living. Some of us, even our children and family, are living here, living in a shoebox, but we have mansions back home. Let me leave that subject. Just think about it very well. Is it really worth it? If God forbid you buy today, are you sure you will sleep on that land you build there? Like I said earlier, I am not against it as much as I'm not in support of it. Yeah. Okay. Back to people that have joy and that don't have joy. If at the end of the day, my mentor always says something. Anything you gather together, that at the end of the day, if anything happen, you can't do without it. You will lose your sleep, you will lose your joy and everything. Think very well. Is it the will of God? Is it the will of God? If
Good
for
question.
some reason you are feeling unfulfilled, that question should let that be a pointer. Where did you miss it?
Okay. Okay.
Oh, so for you, I know for some people it's worth it. I'm not against. That's why I said for some people it's worth it. As long as we all know what we are doing.
Yeah.
As long as
100%.
I balance. That's why I balance it. My own is, if at the end of the day you are feeling somehow. Somebody spoke about inheritance. I laughed in English language. The reason I laughed in English language is because even my Bible said a good man leaves inheritance for their children and children. The reason we find it hard and makes it, and it is kind of hard for maybe our generation, let me use it as an example, is because if for some reason, let's go back to the tree of wealth. The people that actually build wealth and say they have generational wealth, the first section that have the wealth, they don't really enjoy it like that. They don't really enjoy it like that because they are the one that did the hard work.
Yeah.
They only get to enjoy it maybe later in their life, if they have long life, and then the next generation start building on it. They enjoy part of it. Then the next generation. The reason some people get to waste the wealth is because maybe the next generation that took over didn't train the next generation in the right way.
Yeah.
That's why. The reason sometimes some of us some of our I'm not even in that generation. Some other people work hard, and they don't get to enjoy it because they didn't leave anything for them too. They didn't leave anything for them, so they are the struggle. They have be see before you start struggling to gather this money or to gather something for yourself. You are already maybe 20 something, abi 30.
Of course.
Let's not use Gen Z generation that eyes quickly open, that something is not balanced. The 80s, 70s, we really didn't quickly know that something is not balanced. We are even manipulated that the first seed you earn, you have to give it to something. You have to use it to care for family. Some of us, before you start gathering the money and everything, bone have tire. And it's time we are talking about. Time cannot be, no matter how much we achieve, time cannot be bought. That's why a lot of people always try at the end of the day to leave it at least for their children. It's not just the money, sir. Yes, you are right. Imparting the value. The problem is some people end up saying, oh, because I didn't, let me use one and two as an example. Let me use one and two as an example.
I see you.
I'm not going to decode that one and two. If you don't get it, forget about it. Some people come here, you don't have one and two. You suffer, so tey God now answer you, now get the one and two. When you now finish getting the one and two, you now born pikin. You now decide not to train the children in the way of God because you say this is your achievement of one and two. When they want to help you train that children, you say, no, don't talk. I've seen them, I've seen them. You hear, this is my one and two certificate, don't help me train them, So what will be your achievement at the end of the day when that child turns to something else?
In fact, God help.
Mr. Barrington, today you support me. There's a place a person may come from and does not want. Exactly. That's why we are struggling very hard. That's why we are struggling very hard.
You're struggling, you're working hard, to achieve something.
Of course. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, the 1 and 2 you gather, you got the 1 and 2, but the children, your offspring, that's supposed to now not go through what you went through. You refuse to impact wisdom,
I think
value
it's a thin line.
in them. Then your sacrifice is of nothing. Then your sacrifice didn't bring anything at the end of the day. So I think we should just think about it very well. It's not just about achieving the thing, it's the fact that are we even impacting value in the next generation, even in our generation?
Yeah, and to other people, yeah.
Are we even impacting value? There is a list I made one time about things you should so one
Actually,
should
I see you. Thank you
things
very
one
much.
should hello Asholi, things one should inherit from
Thank you
their
very much.
parents. Number one, God. Number two, money, relationship, value, wisdom. If I cannot leave any of that for my children, well, I don't want to. I don't want. I don't even want to be in that shoes where I won't be able to leave any of that. It's not just some. You are right that we have won't be talking about the money, but a lot of people did not even pass down wisdom. They didn't even pass down relationship. How many of your daddy's friend can you go up to and you will knock the door, they will open to you? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Did our parents even make did they even make valuable relationship? You know, there are some relationship that when you mention your father's or your mother's name, doors will open shani.
Likewise, you know.
Yeah, so the question is not just about making the money. Make every other things too. Gather every other things. Don't just give your children the money while you are gathering everything. Give them God, give them relationship, give them wisdom, give them all those things, because if all those are lacking, then the money you left behind, oya sọ pé ó ti lọ.
No Tilo.
As Lady Susan said it, lonely at the top, they will oblay your money.
As me as I am, as
Do you understand? They will just oblay your money at the end of the day. But if you give them every other thing, it
yeah.
will still
It
yield.
might just get to the fourth generation even.
Exactly.
I'll be
The
done.
reason you are suffering is because they did not really leave much for you. So you don't want your children. See, it's just at the back of your head. We might not agree to it, but that thing is there. Like Mr. Barito said, there is that place you came out from. You don't even want to go back there again, and you don't want your next generation to ever experience that.
Never ever.
I said something to Adasa last week, and she was like, I said, no, it's the truth. The reason I am patient, trying to be diligent and trying to be consistent now is so that this line that I am breaking, none of my seed will experience it.
Amen.
Because at the end of the day, if they have to still now go through the same route, then what's the point? Then what is the point? If God did not show you and you don't have the grace to understand it, or you don't have the grace to be able to work and gather something at the end of the day, it's different. But let's say you now have the grace, but you did not make use of it. Let me rest here before Mr. Bariton come for me, because don't let me lose my dedication.
It's okay. Thank you, Debbie. Yay. A word. You know, they say a word is enough for the wise, but
I
a
beg,
word is
talking,
enough from the wise.
host,
Yes,
talking
sir.
about achievements. I didn't achieve anything. I'm still,
What did you say?
He said he hasn't
have I
achieved
not achieved
anything.
anything?
For
But
that,
you are,
no,
sir, that's what I'm
I
saying. But
don't
you are,
know you, but I can say no. I can say no.
wait, my lady.
Um,
Admission.
but my sister didn't, my sister didn't do anything for me. That's what I'm saying. Have I not achieved anything?
No, I
What do you
never.
mean? I
Okay,
don't
then
understand.
let's leave it. I think she will realize later.
What are they leaving for
Which
you?
sister are we talking about now? It's you, Debbie. It's between you and admissions. You go and be sorting it
It's
privately.
between me and you, Fumi.
Me?
Not
Me.
you.
Ah.
After everybody made presentation, they give them something. I no can see something, anything for my own. Now I can see
Oh
we are
my
talking
god.
about achievement. God, though, if I
Oh
no
god.
talk,
Admission.
No, I would have seen it eventually. You see now, I would have seen it because I always do to everyone in my box. I would have seen it, trust me.
almost a traditional
But
thing.
you see, the thing is because you were
Almost
not
a
in that box before, you and Debbie swapped boxes. Oh, look at that. Thank you
You
very
see,
much.
baritone I've
When
done.
admissions, I admitted you into that second box. You readmitted yourself to the sixth box. Eh? You
forgive
see
me.
now?
Forgive me, but if I no talk, you no good now. Make I
No, no,
no.
no, no. I would
Wait,
have seen it, like I said.
I have a question. What did we all eat today? Because I don't understand what's going on here today.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's be coming down. Please, you can see me, I'm drinking water. That's why I'm calm. Even though I'm tired, but
Okay,
let's find water or tea or whatever works for us,
Can you
yes?
see you can achieve a lot if you open
yes,
your
if you
mouth?
open your
See,
mouth,
did you see what happened
the
now?
Bible said, "Thou shalt open your mouth and I
Symbolically,
shall fill
something
it."
just told me don't sit on
Oh
your
my god,
feeling.
these people are
Yes,
not
Something told
updated,
me
you
don't
know.
sit on your feeling. Say something.
yes,
I'm
admission.
grateful to all my dear brothers and sisters for what you have done.
You see, welfare
I'm
to
so
greatness.
grateful.
God bless you.
Admission, you are right.
No, see. You say, why are the men not gifting the women? But most of my goals for today has been given by men. So thank you, our men. But like I said, admission, you readmitted yourself. You nearly lost that achievement there. But thank God you have wisdom to, to open your mouth to ask. Ask and you shall receive. So, anyways, we've sorted
Amen.
that.
Thank God, oh. Thank God, oh.
I can't laugh. I'm tired. But all the same, I mean, you see what we're saying now? You cannot afford to be quiet. And when you achieve and you're passing stuff to the next generation, it means you cannot be quiet. Just say, you've done a hard work, just give it to them. They don't have a clue. They will mismanage everything. So God will give us wisdom in as much as we are achieving. Of course, our next generation, God has created a purpose, a plan for their lives as well. So we need wisdom to transfer wealth. We need wisdom to transfer achievement. Otherwise, I don't want it that the next generation, me, I pass wealth on to them and that's the end of life, so to say. No, everything requires wisdom and planning and management and all of those things. God help us, we pass the right wealth to them, achievement to them with the right tool to managing it as well. So thank you so much. So I'm going to come to Sheon and then come to Baritone. I don't know if there's anybody there. Sheon, good evening, sir. Okay, Ashali, I see you. Good evening.
Good
So we've been
evening.
talking, we're talking different aspects of achievement, and not just wealth alone. Could be career, could be business, could be personal, whatever it is. But the question today is, why do you think some people find fulfillment in achievement while others feel empty despite the success? So that's our discussion point today. Thank you, Leslie. Leslie, sit there.
I think from my perspective, the difference is whether your achievement aligns with your goals as a
Okay.
person. It's possible to be successful in an industry that you don't really enjoy,
True.
and if you are backing up the wrong tree, when you finally get to the top, it becomes empty. And that's why you find out that some people, they might not earn a lot, they might not be wealthy, but when they're giving like a charity, when they're working for a charity,
Yeah.
you see that they actually come alive because that is what really fulfills them. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, sorry.
So I think yes, that's my opinion. I know people that they backed up the wrong tree, i.e., they did a career because their parents wanted them to do that career. They finally got that career and they were not happy. They were getting paid well, life was good, but they didn't feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And they went as far as going through a career change that paid less and they were happier for it.
Yeah.
So I think your achievement needs to align with what you were sent on this planet to do. Let me put it that way as well. And I think the problem that a lot of us deal with is the information and the social media that we've been passed. It keeps telling us to keep achieving more, acquiring more, getting bigger, getting better. There is more money after more money. And we find out that we're just running on this treadmill that never ends. And for a lot of people, what happens is you just wake up one day, you are old, you don't have a relationship with your kids, you have all this money, you have this big house, and your children don't know you. And I think that's the other thing that a lot of us need to be aware of. Gone are the days where, people lived a modest life and life was good. These days, there's this subconscious pressure on a lot of people to exceed the other person. And social media doesn't help. I think it just makes it worse and it exacerbates it. There are some people that are strong-willed enough and those things don't bother them. But for the youths that are coming, this is the life they were born into and they don't know anything, outside that. And I think that is where, achievement is useful for some people and beneficial, and for others it's just an empty way to live.
Yeah. Okay. That's your submission.
Well, I think, yeah, in a nutshell, that's it. Will I use myself as an example? There was a time I had this high-paying job, but I was away from my family for a long time, and it started to affect the family. So I had to jettison the job, to be honest, because I found out that yes, the money was there, but my family wasn't there. And these are the sacrifices that you sometimes have to make
Yep.
for your soul, to be honest, because everything isn't about money. What else can I add? I think, yeah, in a nutshell, that's it. I don't have much to say today. Everybody said everything that needs to be
Oh,
said.
they said it all. Thank you. Thank you so much, regardless. Yeah, I know. Everything really is not all about money, because if it's all about money, this one should be better than what it is, to be honest with you. But it is part of it. We're not in denial, but then God help us to know what matters. And I mean, there's no way you will lie to yourself. You will feel it. You feel it. Some people, like the way you said it now, casually, you had to leave the work or whatever to come face your family. Some people struggle. They're like, no, because they don't want to go back, just like Baritone said, they don't want to go back to that place where they're coming from. So they might plead with their family, let's just do this, get out of this, But some people along the line, they get carried away. It's like the family now, don't worry, I'm doing this for you. And, there's no balance as such. And by the time they really attend, they're like, okay, now let's really enjoy. The family is scattered, or they don't
Yes,
even know this person. So
because
you
life
cannot,
doesn't care.
you cannot see how imbalanced that is altogether. So these things, we need wisdom. God will have to help us, because like I said, if it's all about money, I don't think Solomon will ask for wisdom.
But if you also look at it, and it's an observation of mine, when I look at my parents and I look at my in-laws,
Yeah.
you find out that elderly people, especially people like, let's say, over 65, 70, money is the least. They don't
Yeah,
think about
because they
money.
now have wisdom. They've
No,
been
I
there.
think not just wisdom. The thing is, when you're 65, what can money really give you? Because at that age, you are really after good health and
Not
praying that you
everybody in
have
that age
maximum time
range.
on this planet.
Not all of them.
Because Because I look at my mom, for example, and the things that bring her joy is to get all her children and all her grandchildren in the same space, and everybody's just interacting and having
Perhaps
fun.
once upon a time it wasn't that, and with time came experience and wisdom to know if they knew what they know at 70, at 30 perhaps, I bet from that age 30 they will not live the way they lived up until that 70. I hope I'm
Yeah,
not
but
preaching.
that is the irony of life. You wisdom comes with time and experience. You cannot be 20 and be wise. And when I say that, I mean that in the sense that a 20-year-old has not had the life experiences of a 70-year-old if we just put everything on an even plane. Because the 70-year-old has just spent more time on the planet.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think
fine.
some things is it's just a case of, making hay while the sun shines. There are some things that comes with time, and you can't jump, to 70. You can't jump to the knowledge or wisdom of a 70-year-old when you're 20. It comes with time. I think ultimately for me, what I just notice is elderly people value their time left, I think, on this planet. So being around people and family
Family,
is
yeah,
what brings them
children,
joy. There
grandchildren,
is
of
no
course.
amount of, you buy a 70-year-old a brand new car, they'll tell you, where do you want me to drive it to, so all those things that we take for granted, it's irrelevant to them. They're just happy to just, I
Be
remember
alive
when my mom
and
carried
well.
her grandson, the joy in her face. No amount of money can fix that or give her that joy. So I think ultimately that's just the way life is. You have to be careful not to. I think it's a case of you also thinking about your future self.
Yeah.
If you think about your future self, that, okay, in 20 years' time, what will my interaction be with my son? Then it'll kind of, I don't want to say affect the kind of decisions you make now. So if you don't have a relationship with your son, you are not in your son's vicinity, you are always away making money, then automatically in 20 years' time, he will not know who you are. And we've heard youths telling their parents, you were not around, I don't know you, later in life. And these are the things that at least you have to factor into your thought process.
Yeah. Yeah.
And money can't buy you time. Time you've lost, money can never buy it back. And you can be in a mansion and it's empty because there is nobody there. I remember something my father-in-law told somebody. He said, look, all these things that you're building, your children, they're not here. By the time you die, they just come home and sell all these things and cash the money and go back. And I busted out laughing.
Exactly.
And it's the truth because they don't know you. And because they don't know you, there is no
They're not attached
legacy.
to anything.
They're not attached to anything you have. And it's always funny. There was a time when I was in uni, my uh, my cousin's mother died or something like that. So the house was empty and we had to basically help her move all her stuff because obviously, nobody's living in that house. And I was looking at the entire house and the entire house was filled. And the owner is nowhere to be found and the owner is never coming back. And these are things that people value. You value all these expensive things that you don't know tomorrow whether you're going to be, around or not.
Yeah.
So I think that's just it. That's my take.
Okay.
Achievements, be very careful.
Thank you. Thank you, Oshie. Wow. Interesting. We've heard it all, but we're gonna be finishing soon, hopefully, because I want us to go to bed. And even me, I'm tired. This one, I say I'm tired. He said that there is nothing as bad as going home to an empty mansion. I know all that glitter ain't gold. I know some of those people, they have, in fact, money for the fourth generation even, but the very next generation knows nothing about them. So how will it get to the fourth generation? It is well. It's good to achieve in life. Don't get us wrong, but we need to be mindful in achieving how we're achieving and how we're passing it on as well. So thank you so much, Sheon, for your submissions. Barrington, I'm going to come to you. Oh, wait, rather, sorry. Kenneth, are you still there? Elder Kenneth, senior, most senior Elder Kenneth. Because I think he's at work and some people were, okay.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still trying to create time to be free so that I can
Okay,
say
so,
something.
okay. Can you speak now, though?
Okay, let me go where it's not
Sorry,
noisy so that I
Barrington.
can
Yeah.
be able. Sorry. Okay. All right. Good evening, everybody. So it's a nice topic today. Achievement. The truth of the matter, most of the time, the things we call achievement, I don't think that God see those things as achievement, but we human beings, we see it as achievement. Most of the times, when we start making wealth, when we start making money, when we start building, when we start achieving things, we think it's by most time we think it's by our power or our strength. But to me, I come to understand that those things we call wealth, God don't look at those things to be the things that make us to say yes, I've achieved something. Because most of the time we achieve those things, but we forget our soul, mostly our soul.
Only
We
profit
for,
for
we,
man
for,
to gain
forget
the
to
whole world and lose
we
it.
forget to even think about the most time the purpose why God sent us here on earth. Is it the achievement of wealth? Is that the reason that God sent us here on earth? There is a reason. There is a reason, and there is a purpose why God sends us here on earth. Because when I study, I think it's the Deuteronomy 8, where the man was saying that it's by my power I make everything. He say, "Oh, look at you! You think it's by your strength you make the wealth." Then that is what most of us think today. That most of the time when we are achieving things in life, we will think that we are doing
Our
better
own might.
more than people that are not that haven't achieved those things. Then we now start bragging, raising shoulder, think that I've arrived. This person have not arrived. No, that is why it come again to be season and time. The season that you are in right now, it might be God just want to favor you. God just want to lift you up. Then you feel yes, I've arrived. Then we start, we put it in our local direct. Now you are now like raising shoulder. You don't pick people calls anymore. You neglect people. You just feel that they are not in your class
Your
anymore. They are not in your level anymore.
change.
So you start avoiding them, picking the call, talking to them, seeing them less. But you forget that
Do you
you
know
were
who I
once
am? Do you know
yeah,
who
you
I am?
forget that you were once like that. Yeah, on Sunday I just go to my closet and my wife say, remember many years ago where you were
For you, thank
using one or two pairs of shoes, and I just lie down on the floor appreciating God because I know. And I remember those years when things were not okay, but we are still faithful in serving God. We're still faithful in doing the things of God. I remember back then in Italy, my wife we use a bicycle and take two of our children to the school, one at the front, one at the back. She's the one that started that thing in Italy back then,
Oh, wow.
and she didn't know how to ride bicycle back then in Africa. But due to the pressure of life there, where we're living is far from the children's school, she have to learn how to ride those bicycle and put the one on the front and one on the back to be taking the kids to school. So those things you don't know before you start practicing those things. and you start being perfect of those things. Those are the things me I call achievement, not those things that we the word, because one thing I come to understand, this thing we call word or achievement, most of the things we will live, we meet them here and we're still going to live them here. So I don't see those things as achievement to me. Most time I think about my soul and I think about our future children, most of the things that we're going to leave for them, how they're going to and how they're going to handle it. Because at times I begin to think back then, 1990 to 1993, 97, back then, in the time where Abiola was still Abiola, everybody know. He was a great man, but today, where is the worth? Where is the achievement? Where is those people around him today? What are the children has done with the words today? So when I keep going, then I know that those things we call achievement, there to me, I don't look them to be achievement. I only think about the things that matters a lot is our soul. At the end of it, everything we come to trade here on earth, how are we going to give account? That is the to me, for me, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. To me, that is the achievement that I'm looking forward to. How are we going to give account? God said, okay, I gave you two talent, I gave you two talent, I gave you three talent. What did you do with it? What did you achieve with it? Who did you build? That is another thing again. Who did you build? Most of the time, we achieve things on our own. We know things on our own, but we are not building anybody. We are not building anybody because we feel that we know it all, and we don't want people around us to know those things that we know. So you achieve it, but you did not spread it. You did not let others to know. This is what the idea, this is the wisdom, this is the knowledge that God gave to me. Did you spread it? And you say you achieve it. Most time you have worth, but you don't know what to do with it. What there's something we are doing. We call it, some people call it a susu, this contribution. I was shocked when my wife was telling me that, do you know what I want to do when I receive my own in December? I said no. He said I'm going to spread it around among 10 to 12 people to make sure that they use it to establish, to start something doing for themselves. Tears was just dropping out of my eyes. I say, so you labor all from January to December. This is what you want to do. You just want to make people happy in 2026 so that they can start something doing. How many of us can say, okay, I have this thing? No, it's not. There are only few people.
Very
There are only few people that can say yes, because we now understand that this thing, we miss these things, yes, and we're going to live them. What I'm saying, the only fear that we have now is our children. All the things that we have taught for, all the things that we have labored for all these years, how are they going to handle it? Are they going to handle it the right way? Because they didn't suffer the way we suffer. They didn't go through all what we gone through. That is why I said to them, you must labor for your own. Don't put your eyes on man. Labor for yourself. Do something good for yourself. Study according to what Paul was telling Timothy. Do something good for yourself. That is study to show that at the end of the day, you become that doctor, you become that lawyer, you become that prof that you want to be. There's that I will not know, yes, you have achieved something. So me, I don't see words, I don't see riches, I don't see fame, I don't see power as an achievement. I'm always seeing how to build the children of God in the ways of the Lord so that they can stand in the right way of the Lord, so that they can be confident in themselves, so that they can be bold in themselves. That is what the assignment that I have in hand. They can be bold, because a lot of our children today, they feel neglect. They they feel that they are not eloquent. That is why you see them, and that is what I don't want. I don't want to see them feel that they are not worthy. God created us in His image and in His likeness. So every one of us here, there is a plan and there is a purpose and there is a reason why God sent us here on earth. If we did not achieve that thing, that means we just come to this world to trade and just to play. At the end of the day, we're going to give account. Are we use all the talent and how we use all the knowledge, how we use everything that we acquire, that we say we have achieved. We're going to answer, God is going to answer us. How do you use it? And where we cannot give account of it, that means we came to this earth to just trade without no profit. So for me, it's our soul that matters a lot, and to focus in the things of God, so that when we begin to achieve those things that we are achieving, we know that yes, God has sent us to this earth to manifest the goodness of His mercy. That is why Solomon said, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Vanity upon vanity, all
All
is
in
vanity. I will round up with that, and I pray that God Almighty make us to understand the reason why He sent us here on earth to achieve, to make people to be happy and to make people to know the ways of the Lord, so that at the end of the day, when we are leaving this earth, we're going to be proud, we're going to be happy, say, yes, we have done that God has sent us to do here on earth, and we are achieved and we have received the purpose why God has sent us here on earth. So when people are crying, we will be smiling. God bless every one of us.
Amen. Thank you. What will it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? So, Kenneth have said it to us. All these achievements people are clamoring about for him or to him is not achievement, other than, perhaps I can say the salvation of one's soul and what you do, how you impact other people, really. That is what he terms to be achievement, which I quite agree as well. Thank you so much for your contribution. So finally, because I tried to bring her Shirley up. I don't know, maybe she just wants to stay there and listen. So I'm going to take a baritone submission as the final submission so that we can end the live and go rest. Perhaps I'm being selfish tonight because I'm really honestly trying to be attentive. God help me. It's an achievement. I'm still here like this, but all the same. So baritone, good evening. Do you want me to ask the question again? Or you have, I know I saw something you wrote there. They've answered it or whatever, but we still want to hear your views.
Yeah. I think. Good evening, host and
Sorry.
coordinator and everybody. I think everyone has said. I mean, it's what the submissions that have been made have come together.
Almighty, I
To
see.
answer the question. And what picked me most was I think it was, is it fall for you? Let's
Okay.
say, and then Davy came in with the same thing and all that. Yeah, because of course, first and foremost, each and every one of us, we have a purpose. As an individual, we all have a purpose,
Definitely.
and if you don't find what your purpose is, chances are that you may be disappointed. You won't feel fulfilled, and time and time again, people tend to toe a line because maybe they see another person toe that line,
Yep.
or maybe their forebears, their parents, grandparents say, "Oh, this is what, you know." I mean, we see people like we know what happened to Charlie Boy, we know what happened to Fela, whose parents sent them to study A, and they went over and studied B because kind of they were directed somewhere else. And I mean, you see that at work, and then there's this other part that, of course, like maybe because I'm seeing that, Fumi is singing and oh, she's making it, or I better go and sing, or that kind of thing.
I am
And
fulfilled, though.
it's
Don't even think. Not until
exactly.
I stand on the world stage before I feel fulfilled. Nah,
Yeah,
nah,
no,
not
no,
for
no,
me.
no, no. That's what I'm saying. Say, yeah, say, oh, she's singing, she's shining. Maybe that's the way I should go. Things like that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and
People need to go on for themselves.
another part to it is that sometimes before people venture into spaces,
Of course, yes.
they tend to imagine an outcome, and when they get there and that outcome doesn't materialize, it becomes a source of dissatisfaction,
Yep.
and they tend to feel empty because they don't get to that point. So it's
Achieving it.
connecting with your purpose, and there's no way you can connect with your purpose without connecting with your maker. you know um David did say something that was quite poignant there, because obviously, if it's not where you were sent to, like, there are people who are just made to be helpers.
Yeah.
There are people who are just made. There are people who are not made to make money, and they will try from now till thy kingdom come. They will never make money
I guess they fall under
because,
the poor. The poor will always be in the land.
well, no, sometimes they are not really poor, but they have a different vocation.
Wow. Okay.
But you see, it's just like you said, that the tendency is, especially in this age of ours, the tendency is to connect achievement with being, wealthy with money, making money, and that is where, where the trouble is, because sometimes some of us are meant to be connectors, connecting other people into such places, while some people, there are people who are made to, make money, and some people are stuck where they are, not because that is where they're meant to be, but because of maybe bad advice, maybe because of fear. I have a friend. I have a friend, when he was little, this is a true story. When he was little, he said to the mom, Mom, why don't we have a car? And the mom said she doesn't want to buy a car because she doesn't want the car to be driven, in the other side,
As
in
in,
meeting, in the meeting grounds. So this guy grew up with fear. He grew up and refused to buy a car
oh wow.
because because of this thing that was instilled in him by the mom. you know and it was only, and when he talked about this, we laughed. The
Wow.
guys there, everybody laughed. So kind of like, it was gradually he started pulling himself out of that, cobweb
Mindset.
that was, put there, and so people get to, it's just like what Susan was saying, people get to, because of risks that are involved, or other people's experiences. Oh, they went to visit to see their house that was built for them, and they never came back. Because of things like that, because of, people are stuck. You know, and then sometimes, people are made. They're supposed to take a certain decision, because that is what they are meant to do. That's what God wants them to do. But because of fear, you know, so Benson Idahosa used to say, God rest his soul, he used to say, he said the God that told Joseph, they said, the God that told Joseph, take the child, and flee, you know, to Egypt, you know. The God, I don't know how he said it. I think I missed the sequence, but he said something about, God is saying, when God tells you to run, that is not the time to start saying the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Yeah, because it is the same Egypt that that was the persecutor, that was still the same Egypt that Joseph went into flight into for refuge. So it's all about being connected to the divine. It's all about being connected to the divine. And because if you know the mind of God concerning your life, if you know what He wants you to do, then you will not be pursuing after the results that other people have for their life. That their formula may not work for you. Davy was speaking, and then I think I wrote Jeremiah 29. I think later on I saw that some other person had written Jeremiah 29 because he said, the land where you are, plant, build, cultivate, pray for the good of that land. Because if that land prospers, then you too would prosper.
Definitely.
And when you pray to me, I'll hear you. When you seek me fervently, I will listen. I'll make you find me. So it's keeping your ear to the ground, being rooted, firmly rooted, being firmly rooted to know what is the mind of God concerning me, concerning this land. Because if you don't get to that point where you own the land, some things, some exploits that you're supposed to perform, some things that are supposed to happen in God's name or through you may not happen. That's why you have to gain roots. That's why you have to gain roots,
Certain
So,
achievements, sorry, certain achievements you'll never accomplish because you're there, but you're not there.
exactly, and back to what Debbie, sorry, not Debbie, it was Susan, that some people have gone through things in life and they don't want to go back to,
Their eyes have
Egypt.
seen.
So,
I know.
yes. So when you see people, I understand where you're coming from when you talk about rest and this thing. But when you see people do 2, 3 shifts and back to back, it's because they don't see you. And but then again, the rest is not something that should be
Ignored.
denigrated and then ignored. Because at the end of the day, vanity is vanity. But on the other side, somebody still did argue, said, what are you resting for in life? We're put here to toil. When you go down 6 feet, what are you going to do? You're going
So
to
what do you
rest.
mean when the word of God say He gives His beloved sleep? How do you justify that? No, please. Who said that? Maybe they're doing 3, 4 jobs. Let's advise them more. It's true.
So,
You have to
anyway,
balance it.
at the end of the day, I think we all find fulfillment where we're meant to be. Because if you're not where you are meant to be, you will struggle. And even where you struggle, where you're meant to be, the struggle will be sweet.
In a way, yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Because
So,
you're
yeah,
struggling, but you have hope. But if you're
exactly.
now where you're not supposed to be, you're struggling, it's like there's no hope.
True,
Yeah.
true, true, true. Yeah. And then another thing which I would love to talk about, because there are pros and cons to these things,
Of
where you
course,
talk
of
about
course.
people, oh, yeah, all this money you're making, where are the children? There are people who do not still find the fulfillment in children. There are
Yeah,
those who find fulfillment in children. There are those who do not find fulfillment in children.
yeah,
you know
true.
and there are those who make the money, but the fulfillment is in giving the money to other people, in seeing people happy, seeing other people
Just
smile,
like
and that's
Kenneth
where their full
mentioned.
you know so yeah, I think everybody said it all. And I just hope that, in some way that they maybe, if there's anybody listening, the important thing I would like to still go back to is, where does you have you found your purpose? Because that is the key to, enjoying whatever achievement you're striving for, be it achievement in money, be it achievement in industry, in whatever
Yeah,
pursuit of life or
family.
walk
Yeah.
of life you find
Yes.
yourself. But you have to connect to the divine. You have to connect to the source. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you, Baritone, for rounding off, because I'm going to take that as our
Hostess,
round.
I just
Yeah.
want to say something quickly before I jump close the live.
We're
And,
going.
and
Yeah, go
and I just
ahead.
want to, I well, I heard what our wonderful sister Susan said, and I feel what she's saying. I think the important thing is when she's talking about people, building us in Nigeria and everything. I don't think she was saying not to do it. I think the priority is that, especially for us over here, is like get your life here sorted out, establish it properly, or else
Yes.
it's like, what's the point of being here and you don't have a house to show for it? It's like you're just struggling, and then you're going back to Nigeria and you're building everything there, but don't have any asset value here. It's also like, what's the point? It's almost like a vanity. Like, you've not done anything to establish yourself here.
Leslie, actually, as you're talking, something flashed in my mind. Except the goal was to come here and do that and go back.
Maybe, but if they have children, I think most likely most of their children are not looking at going back to stay in Nigeria. That's not that's what I've
Well,
seen. No,
that's
the
another thing
90% of the
altogether.
experience I know, most of them, they don't mind going on holiday, but they're not looking at settling back there. And I think sometimes it's like it can be a disservice if you have children that you have not given them a home here if you live here. And I think that's why I get at Jeremiah 29 that those are people who are in captivity, and God is telling them, yeah, you're in captivity. Yeah, they have a plan to go back to Israel at one point, but like, no, live your lives now.
Yeah.
Build and invest in where you're at now. I think sometimes this putting off is also part of this toiling. And I don't care what anyone tells me. I don't believe God called us as believers to toil. We're not called to toil. Yes, we should work hard at everything, but we're not called to toil. That's the labor of of the unbeliever. God has not called us to toil.
Another Bible
That
study
is,
for another day.
I'm not. Well, that's my own faith too. We're not being called to toil. We should work hard, but not to toil. Not, there's a time and a place for
There's
all
a
of these things.
difference, a big difference, I
Yeah, there's
know.
a big difference. God has not called you just toil and just labor. What we as Christians, our faith in God, that He has given us purpose. It's not just to work hard for the sake of working hard and just amass for the sake of amassing. God is not like that. That's why He gave us a Sabbath. That's why He gave us a day to rest.
Yeah,
And to be
actually.
honest, through Jesus, we have a weekend. That's why we have the weekend. And I believe that's because of Jesus. So this idea of toiling and this thing, just working for the sake of working, I feel sometimes, especially for us Africans, it's almost like we have punished ourselves double. We have not come to a place where, hey, the Oyibo people, they're not they don't have the right to only enjoy in this life. I'm a child of God. I have the right to enjoy in this life, and not just to suffer. I think sometimes we don't recognize that, hey, God, if we believe in God, then we should believe that God also wants us to rest and enjoy the life He has given us.
Yeah.
Why else would He give us Jesus? I think sometimes their mentality, their mindset as well. But there is absolutely nothing wrong in actually investing and building property here. And I think if you do get at least one property where you're living here, fine, you can go back and do something in Nigeria. We have already started something like that, but it's important you have something for your children here, because that's where they are going to spend most of their time. It's over here, whether we like or not. And some of them even want to plan and move to another country if they have that opportunity.
Yeah.
But at least they have the means and the resources to be able to make those things without having to start from scratch all over again. I think that's the point I feel should be buttressed, is that if we have children, let's not make it like, why go through all that hardship and for them to repeat, and no, they should
Thank you so much.
continue from where we left off. And in fact, they don't need to wait for us to pass away. They can start. They can start it even now as they're going to school. Everything prepare. And one more thing, without when it comes to our children, yes, as much as we want to lead them mature with everything, I think the biggest are the intangibles. That's our values. Those are the things that, first of all, our relationship with God. They need to know why you believe in God. They need to know, they need to see that in real time. They need to, you need to pass that value on to them. And they need to also do certain things. Like for me, first, all you're going to have to do at least get minimum of a degree or a master's. You're not going to get this money like for nothing. You must be
Well,
able to
they
be
need
in
to
a job
be
at least 5 years
penny wise, penny wise,
without
pound
yeah.
foolish.
So there's some values you must impart in them because those are the values that helped you to get those things.
Yeah.
You want them to have those same values, and it is possible. It is very possible for them to have those values. They will not abuse the privilege of what you've left or you are leaving for them or setting them up to have. They won't abuse it if you train them. That's part of the training of a child in the way he should go, or she will go, and they will not depart from it. We can train them to have those values, and we should train them especially in their faith and walk with God, and give them teach them how to walk in God's wisdom and how to be good stewards of what they already have from their education. You can already tell it, but it's not something that is just going to happen. We have to be intentional, and that takes time and effort to invest in our children, not just financially, but giving them the time and the resources of knowing how those things came about as well. And I think they will do well. They will do well. I wanted to just end that there. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you.
If I may come back,
All right.
if I may come back, Les, I get where you're coming from, but I mean, I think that these are natural instincts in a human being. I mean, look at it from the point of view that a child grows up wanting to grow up very quick. You ask a child, how old are you? I said, I'm almost 9. Now, that same child, when they get to the other side of the thing, ask a grown up, how old are you? A grown up who is 30, or almost 30, almost 30, say maybe 2 months to 30 would say I'm 29. So these are natural instincts. We grow up, when we grow up to a certain point, you find, yeah, I think if you observe, you find that human beings, it's like somebody said, when people get to a certain age, money is not what they think of. Most people, they're thinking of their health and how to wind down. Now, at that point, you see people wanting to reconnect with their where they came from. It's a natural instinct. My uncle, in the last few years, in the last 10 years before he died, or in the last 10 years before he died, he went to Nigeria more than all his time outside Nigeria, which was over 50 years.
Wow.
So you can imagine, it's a natural, when you see people wanting to sow into the land of their birth. It's a natural instinct. It's a connection, that umbilical cord still remains, and there is a reason for it. Maybe I think what we would say, let's balance it. Don't
Yeah,
do it
I get
with
it. I said I get exactly what you're saying, and I'm not disputing. I'm just saying that if we're going to live here, whether it's UK, the US, a
mm,
parts of Europe, and we're working, and we're bringing children into these lands that we're living. To me, I'm saying it's best to first and foremost at least get a property here, establish that.
of
Yes,
course, I
you
agree
can,
with you there.
I think the thing is, it's you definitely want to have a property in Nigeria if that's where you are coming from, or any part of Africa you are from. I think the priority is to make sure that the children you are bringing here are sorted out, and even for your
Of
own distance,
course.
so that by the time you do start to plan to build and whatever, you have something here. You're not just everything is, because I've seen that other side where it's like the parents did everything for everything in Nigeria, and the children struggled here, and they grew up and they resented the parents. The parents are big house in Nigeria, but the children resented them for like everything was Nigeria, 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 and then we are here in the US, and we struggled. Everything was a struggle. Everything was struggle, and they resented the parents for doing that. And thank God the parents got the house they wanted in Nigeria. They built it to spec. But they got honest truth that they still had to keep coming to America for medical checkup. And the children at one point were like, you pay the dime yourself. You didn't live in the best life we wanted here. So I'm just thinking that it's important that we do what's needful and prioritize for those that we are brought into this world. As well as, yes, God willing, yeah, you can start to invest and do things back home. We already have that. We are already doing that now. But we've also made sure that our children are already having certain things set up for them, not at the expense of them. That's all I'm saying to that. That's all I want to say on that.
I need to support what Mr. Leslie just said. You may not agree with me, but I will say for over how many years that I've worked with black people, that I worked with black people in my lane of work, the lowest quality living life people is black children. Lowest that live quality life, the lowest. They don't have quality of life.
I think that one is a black problem. I mean, if you look at all of Black
sir.
A
Africa.
black
No,
in
sir.
diaspora problem.
No, sir.
No. I mean, black. Wherever you find black, wherever you
Possible that
find black,
it's
it's a black
possible,
problem. Whether
but
you
still,
anywhere in Black Africa, including the
no, sir.
Caribbean,
You know why I
yes.
said no? I have also seen black people that their children live quality life.
How many?
Their children have nannies. Their
That's
children
the question. How many?
The ratio is low. The ratio is
Yes.
low. And the reason I'm saying this is because you see the higher one that are living the low quality life, their children have mansions in Africa. Their parents have mansions in Africa. My point was never, like I said, I'm not against or not in support of it. But the point is, what is the quality of life where you are living? A lot of people barely eat good food. The environment their children lives.
Maybe they don't see that as an achievement. So that's why they're not bothered.
Possibly, but at the end of the day, like Mr. Leslie says, these children end up resenting you. See, last year, December, one of our grand aunts passed, and I learned a lesson from this woman. She moved here. She spent over 60-something years here, and she have her children here. She have houses in Nigeria, but she stopped at a point. She started building here. Not just build, she have houses here. She started investing, having her own thing done here. When this woman was about to pass, everything was in place. The what is it called? The people that will come and carry her body when she passed, she already paid.
Funeral.
Yes.
Funeral home.
Yes, she already paid. The children don't have to do anything. Everything concerning her burial, she said they should carry her home. She paid for the transport. The treatment she received the last 3 months of her life, none of the children paid. Is her money. The money we used to do the burial service of songs here is her money. Everything we spent is her money.
Yes.
When they got to Nigeria and they had to still buy a house where they will bury her, it's still her money.
Well, these are not things that is generalized.
I want to say
just what
exceptional cases of a very rich person.
No, it's not because she's rich. It's not because she's rich. It's just because she puts priorities right.
Exactly. I know. Yeah.
I also talked about grace.
It happens. I can remember when I was
Grace.
when I was trying to talk to a funeral.
So it's our brain. It's our brain.
home.
No,
I can
admission.
remember
her achievement.
No, admission. See, are you saying the grace of God is not sufficient for all of us? Are you saying the rest of us don't have brain?
No, the way you said she made the money and was able to
I am
plan.
saying,
Eh,
see, in
I
this
admire
case,
how I admire the story.
see,
I
this
think
woman still
Debbie,
I
what
has
I would
admire the
sense.
say,
story.
what I
It's
would
not as
say
if
is
I'm
that
Okay, I'm gonna
your
start muting
auntie,
people. I'm gonna start muting
what
us now, one at a
I
time,
think
please.
I can only say that your auntie was very lucky. Some
that's
people are
what
not that
don't.
lucky. Some people
She's
aren't that lucky.
blessed. Let's just she's
Yes.
I don't
blessed.
think so.
Yes. Okay. She's
I
blessed. She
I
was
put
blessed and
no,
she's
I
blessed.
put it as, see, are we saying we are children of God? Yes. Mr. Leslie said something that as a child of God, we are not supposed to be the one suffering, which is true. I support it. And we are,
So, can I ask a question
wait,
before
sir.
you go on?
Susan,
Okay,
I'm
Can I
rounding
ask
up
you a
in
question?
six more
okay.
minutes, so let's banter all we want.
Does it mean that the person that suffers is not a child of God?
I'm not saying they are not a child of God.
Okay.
I'm just saying I support what he said. But what I want to say here is, we always claim Abraham's blessing.
Time
We are
and
all,
chance,
we are,
time
we
and
are,
chance,
I
time
know,
and chance.
of course, we are all heritage of Abraham. But there is something we always miss when about Abraham, especially those of us that have the grace to leave our father's land. God said to Abraham, leave your father's house. And a lot of us heard that voice. We left our father's house, but we never left.
I'm blessed.
We left in the body, but our soul is still in our father's house.
Well,
That is what the problem
Thank
is.
you, Debbie. That's the point I want to make. Thank
Our
you, thank you,
father's
I
land,
thank
but
you.
I
our
get
soul never left our father's land. Did we
I
ever read
get
in the Bible that Abraham went to bury his father?
no. Well, hold on now. I get where you're coming from, but you see, these results would not be replicated in every situation. Some people are at the right place at the right time and they are favored, and certain things happen the way that it doesn't mean that they are any more children of God than those that is not happening that same way. In fact, the other ones could even be calling on God more. They could
Exactly.
even be closer to God more.
True.
So let's be a little bit measured in the way we
No,
put these
I
things
am
in.
not I am not saying
As long
anything.
as we're
I'm
balancing
not
it.
saying there's anything wrong with
Exactly. Yeah.
anybody. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with anybody that is still struggling. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's the will of God for us to make it. The problem is that if we look at it very well, a lot of us that are suffering, that are in diaspora, I'm talking about we that lives in the diaspora now. A lot of us that are suffering, are we actually suffering, or we chose to be suffering? Because sometimes if you look at the investments you have in, okay, something happened few years ago, about a decade ago. One of our clients, she have these two big houses in Nigeria, and then she
Three
was
more minutes, guys.
okay. So she wants to move from her council flat. She wants to buy it now and everything. By the time she did everything, all her savings here cannot even buy it. But she have houses in Nigeria. Then she said, let me sell one. She sold one. By the time they convert the money, it's not even anywhere near. She sold the second one. Big houses. It's still even not anywhere near. She sat down, she cried. I was like, wow. She said, so what's the point? She said, if I had bought the 1 year earlier, the money would have yielded me something that will buy something there later. What I'm saying is that our priority, we don't set our priorities right. That's where the problem is. I'm not saying don't invest in your father's your father's land or anything.
On
I'm not
that
against it.
particular point, Elder, I agree with you
I'm
that
not against it. Oh, I'm
some
just saying
people
our
do not
priorities,
set their priorities right. I agree with you on that particular point.
because
I
how
also
can
agree.
you
I agree too completely with her.
how
As
can
well
you be
as let's
living squeezing four people in one bedroom house, and then you have mansion 10 rooms in Nigeria, where rats and the cats there, they even know them better. They know the security guard. They know them. But you, the owner, you are is to
But
me.
then, Elder, that's where I said that it is a black problem. You cannot, for the life of me today, name one Black African country that is in prosperity today, including the Caribbean. It
You will
is
be
a
okay.
black problem. I don't know what it is,
Okay,
but there
so
is
when we let's
no.
come back to achievements,
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
fulfillment,
well, yeah. So
achievement, emptiness,
black nations
achievement.
are not achieving.
Thank you for your submissions because it's
They
like
are they are achieving,
we're
but
going into
individually.
another set of topics, so to say.
Yeah.
And I want to believe everyone listening in have listened.
Lady Fumi, I have a question for you first.
I'm sleeping, so don't
How
ask me
did you manage?
anything.
How did you manage to gather all these people, especially Mr. Barrington? Where did you find him from?
It's God that gathered every one of them. I'm clapping
Where did she
because
find you? Where did
Me,
she
I'm
find
no,
you?
me, I'm the
everybody came
innocent one.
here. Everybody came here of their own volition. Everybody came here because of what I do here. I want to believe there is no person that I came to. Oh yeah, you must come here. Or in fact,
Indeed,
the people that
indeed.
I know personally, they just even stop in and out, kind of a thing. But everyone in this community right now came when at some point in time when I started inside. If that answers you, Debbie.
Yeah, the first day I came, I saw Leslie, and I already met him somewhere else, and I liked the way what the guy was saying, and I said, this guy is a correct man. And when I saw him here, I said, this place must be a good place. That's why I
You
stayed.
see, tell Elder
And
Debbie.
then from there, I said, this lady makes sense. Kind of. So, so Debbie, where did you come from?
And for me,
Exactly. Maybe we should
when I
remind
came
ourselves really,
when I
because
came
I
in,
know at some point in time I just am with this community. I remember the people I started with. A lot of them are no longer here.
I came from above.
You came from heaven. No. So no. Who invited you,
Only
Debbie?
God's son came from
Or who
above.
did you
Sorry,
Oh.
follow here? The only person that I know very well here is Susan.
who did
I
I
know.
follow here?
I mean, as in, no, of
I didn't
course.
follow anybody. I think I was on, what was I doing on TikTok? I think I was at a point where I was trying to leave TikTok alone. I don't really come on TikTok. So for some reason I came on that day. So there's these two people I joined. She plays gospel
Music.
song. So for some
Okay.
reason she finished early on that day, and TikTok just brought you to me. I was like, okay, who is this one now? What is she talking about? I can't remember what topic you are talking about that day. Okay, let's wait. And I was doing my thing, there she invited me in the podcast. In fact, in that moment, I was like, why is this lady inviting me? Do I know her before? Does she know me
You
from
don't
that?
have to know me. As long as people are
I
there,
was
I'll
like,
send
okay.
invite.
But the topic that day was actually made sense for
Oh,
some
can you
reason. So
remember?
I can't remember. I can't remember. It has to be a Monday. It
Oh,
was a
okay.
Monday because if it was on Thursday, I wouldn't have joined you. If it was on
Because of the marriage talk, Abby.
because anywhere I see marriage talk, I know that anywhere black people are talking about marriage talk, is how the woman will suffer, how she will born 10 children, she will not make it. That's what they
At
talk
least
about.
Come on, Davy. That is not always
Insight
the case.
told you
No.
that,
I'm saying what I have seen on TikTok. You
All
cannot.
right, right.
I'm
you're
not,
You
I'm
making me
not,
laugh a
cannot. You
lot.
cannot.
I get it.
let let me say mine too. I came and
No, that's
I was just kind of going around and stumbled on you and found out that everybody was making sense. They were all sounding so brilliant, powerful. Leslie was there and some other phenomenal or something. A whole lot I'm like, who
Oh,
is this?
Mr. Phenomenal.
And I'm like, I'm gonna stay here and see what's happening here.
Oh,
And I
wow.
got the opportunity to be called up.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
here.
You people are making me blush right now. I don't know what to say, but thank you. Thank you for taking us way back memory lane. You should save this for when we're two now. I don't, well, at least thank God it's recorded. So, Leslie, how did you come to be here? I hope it's not slept of you.
I don't I can't remember. I think it was I think it was a Thursday, and I think it was from a friend that brought me to
Thank
this
you,
platform.
Barito.
And it wasn't actually this platform. It was actually praise and worship. Because I like praise and worship. I'm very big. Like I said,
Oh,
I can't
maybe on the
sing.
day I
So
was singing then.
yes, you were having a worship session, and I absolutely
Oh,
love worship. I can, if you ask my wife, I bought, before they started doing streaming, I have so many CDs. I think I filled up a whole this thing because I just love worship music. So this person knows how to worship. This is nice. And then I think there was one day you did a topic, and I was like, this shoes or TikTok is not everybody that's doing basketballs every day. This one seems to know how to coordinate and handle things properly. And that's what made me say, okay, I'll be staying here because
Exactly.
there's some groups
That
that
was
is like
another
it's basketballs,
hallmark.
everything
Yeah.
is fight. I'm like, that's not, I
Exactly.
can't do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I felt no, this person knows how to handle and do topic
Exactly. Yeah.
properly
I'm sure
as a
so
matured
well.
person. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
me. That's my journey here.
Wow. Thank you so much. I don't know why we're here today, but we're talking in terms of achievement. I'm trying to put two and two together, but it's okay.
Is today Insight anniversary by any chance?
This is September 22nd. No, I went live April of last year. So yeah, I am blushing. Maybe it's the tiredness as well. I don't know why. And I've been drinking water too, I didn't have my power nap. Maybe that's why. Oh, I think I know why. It's my one meal that I ate. I know why. But never mind. But all of you, in fact, don't know what to say. Thank you so, so much. And this is about the longest set of people I've had so far, really. And I hope you continue to support this community. Don't worry, we're not doing offering today, but even though the offering has been offered, thank you all so much. It's amazing. I believe strongly you meet good people on TikTok as well as, not so good people. But I guess I'm privileged to meeting the best ones as well because you guys make this happen. If it's just me here on Insight, I don't know how insightful it will be, to be honest. I can only share from my small wealth of experience, but with everybody together collectively, it's been amazing, and God will only bless all of you in return for me. I can say that. Thank you so, so much. I don't know what else to say. So, well, I think we'll call it a night here, even though we've gone past the time I thought we were going to finish, but it's all good. All good. And I want to believe everyone that has passed through this live stream tonight have learned one or two things. We're not saying achievements they are bad, and we're not saying that we don't need to be careful. We have to be careful as well. We don't want to achieve and be lonely. We don't want to achieve and not find purpose really or fulfillment. But all the same, please, I'm saying this, everybody, practically everyone have said it, connect with God so that you can feel that fulfillment alongside your achievement, and it can be a blessing to other people as well. That is the most important thing. And then also leave good legacy for the next generation or generations after. God will give us the grace to achieving with a purpose, actually. So if you're passionate, ask God, the one that has put the passion there, to what end, are you meant to achieve what exactly with this passion in you, so that you feel fulfilled. And then the Lord on the last day will say, welcome, dear faithful servant, I know thee. Won't say get thee behind me or something like that. So thank you all so much. Let me stop there. Thursday, by the grace of God, another time here on Insight with FunmiRoyal. Once again, I love every one of you, and God bless you for me. Enjoy the night rest and the rest of the week as well. God bless us all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and have a good night rest. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Wow. I'm blushing still. Thank you.
Let the light that's within me shine to the whole world, whole world.
Good night, Debbie. Good night, Kenneth, Susan, Baritone, Admission, Shield, A13. Thank you. Aww. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, it's not gone. No, sleep is still there. Thank you so much, all the elders, most senior elders, and we that we are small like this. Good night, everybody. God bless. Oh, are we done? Are we finished giving the offering? So that we can go and sleep. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Hey. You should save some of this for the second anniversary. But all the same, I'm not complaining. Thank you. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, Baritone. I see. Thank you, Leslie. Oh. Don't work too hard. Rest as well, please. Good night. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. God bless.